Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Reina Creole, of course, bringing you that spice when it comes to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. And speaking of keeping it real, this is the Resort Recon podcast where we answer your questions, break down the latest theme park news with a in studio show as opposed to when I am out in the parks. We've had a slight change in what we're going to be featuring on the show today because I found out literally about 2 hours ago that Josh Tomorrow, chair of let's see, Disney Experiences, used to be parks, but now it's Disney Experiences. Josh Tomorrow is going to be speaking about the future of Disney storytelling at South by Southwest. So we're going to be streaming that and commenting on that in real time. So start taking your bets on how much of a spin Josh Tomorrow is going to put on what's going on. And then after that's over, we're going to check into some awesome video and photos and team member reactions to Epic Universe, and also checking into a video that Universal dropped about the next thing. We're going to talk about that. But before we get started, we bring on my fellow theme park compatriots. We have got Erica and Rob, and we have got Ron from Follow the Bradleys Fun. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good. Just reading some of the surprise messages that I'm getting.
Really?
Lorena, you can check our well-known back channel when you get a chance.
Okay. Man, I'm so bad at that. I keep forgetting the back channel there. There's so much going on. Yeah, it's like I tell them. It's like, look, if it's something I gotta look at, hit me on the bat phone.
Yeah.
And that's the quickest way to get me. So let's see who we have got here in the chat. About 49 of you guys to start between YouTube and X. So we're so glad you're here. Please do hit that like button over here on YouTube, and make sure you heart the stream over here on X. Let's see who we got. What party people we got in here? We've got Terry Rose, who says, "Hello, friends." Well, hello. Good to see you as always. I gotta do the Vulcan salute whenever I see Terry Rose. Yeah, I know the difference between the Vulcan salute. I know you don't do that when you're talking about Star Wars, but Disney people, what can I say? I should have said Lucasfilm people. DJ Knight says, "I'm here. Good to see you." And I love that Darkwing Duck avatar. Yesterday I was watching a video. Someone went to 90s night at Disneyland, and they had like this thing where they had all this printed stuff like on the programs and all that, and they had stuff from Darkwing Duck, from DuckTales, Chippendale Rescue. Back in the day in the 90s where the Disney Channel was on and popping, and it was great, and it was safe for your kids to watch, those days. Hey, Braylon, good to see you. Good to see you. Says, "Hey, party people. Party people." Let's see. I hate it when my iPhone doesn't recognize my face. I'm like, dude, you just recognized it not too long ago. Okay, message received. All right. Oh, drama. Of course, Ron's here with us. And Tom F says, "Wait, what? I'm here." Yes, you are. Yes, you are here. You are here. But those lovely pups. Q435 is here. Good to see you, my dear. Of course, Erica's on the panel, but she is waving to everybody.
Yes, I am.
And while I'm thinking about it, thank you so much, my amazing mods who are in the chat. I could not do these live streams without you guys. And especially as the channel continues to grow, really, really, really need you guys. The Resort Recon Goddess is in the house. Oh, thank you, Braylon. I appreciate that compliment. Pikmin is cool is here. Says, hey, with that emoji. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this panel. I just can't. We're gonna get to see Mr. Skinny Jeans try to spin with what's going on with Disney. Let's see, nuanced observer. Hello, my dear. This hello everyone watching now with nuanced Hobbit sleeping on my chest. Oh, I bet she's so cute. Just like they're so cute when they're asleep, right? When baby's asleep and just happy, it's like, oh, I can get a little bit of a break. That's one of the best feelings in the world, I tell you. Hey, Dylan says, hey, Lorena. Hey, Erica and Ron. Sup, chat. Sup, chat. And let's see. At best, Disney's future is questionable, especially compared to Epic Universe. Yes, and this is all going to tie in when we get to the Epic Universe part, because there is a fundamental difference between the approach that Disney takes and the approach that Universal takes to their parks. And let's see, a certain video that Universal dropped earlier this week, I think that's also what's lighting a fire under Josh tomorrow, but it's going to be interesting. It really, really is. Let's see. Hey, Linda, good to see you, my dear. Says hello, Lorena and everyone. Well, hello, Linda. Good to see you. And BR Geist is here. Hello, my dear. Says, hi, Lorena. Can't wait to hear your spicy breakdown of tomorrow's latest VS. I don't think I've broken down a Disney live stream since Bob Iger was that, I think, was it D23? It wasn't D23. But either way, he was talking about the parks panel, and I was just roasting it because it's just like, what the heck is this? We're supposed to be excited about concept art. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Stephanie Lyons, hello. Welcome. Says hello, everyone. Waving. I love that you have a picture with Tigger. You want to know why? Tigger always video bombs me. when I'm in the park, he always video bombs me. And then, his handler has to say, come on, you're in enough videos. But no, he can't get enough videos. I love Tigger. He's always a good time. And let's see, Mr. Skinny Jeans. Yes, that's what I call Josh tomorrow, Mr. Skinny Jeans. Yeah. Mr. Skinny Jeans. I would call him Face Man, but that's way too cool. Way too cool of a nickname to give him, so I'll call him Skinny Jeans. All right, I think we have everybody. So it's about, let's say about 17 minutes or so for the panel start. So we'll just pop into a little bit of fun news. I know I like to tell you guys about other parks that are in the Orlando area, and this is one of them. There's Peppa Pig Park, and it's right next to Legoland out in Winter Garden. And
or as I like to call it, Cypress Gardens.
Cypress Garden. That's where Cypress Garden used to be?
It's still there. Cypress Gardens is actually just as an homage to the park that was there. They've kept the gardens part as part of Legoland. So when you get entrance to Legoland, there is still the Cypress Gardens section of it that you can walk through.
Oh, that is so cool.
But that was Legoland's actual land was Cypress Garden. The last time I was there, I think, was 2017, and it was one of the last Cypress Gardens attractions last operating year, which was the big sky tower thing where you get in, and it would lift up and then kind of slowly spin around and then come back down. I don't think they have that operating anymore there, but yeah, it's one of those things from my childhood that I will never forget. Like playing with the squirrels, seeing a magic show there, and then going back all these many years later, and it's Legoland.
I haven't. I think I went to Cypress Gardens once, and I remember the name, but it's like I don't remember much more than that. I was at Wiki Waki more than I, than I was at
Ikiwachi
Cypress Garden
Springs.
because I
Yeah.
wanted to see the mermaids. That was my thing. I wanted to check out the mermaids, so we went there.
I've never seen the mermaids. Always wanted to go. We
Don't they
never
have the
went as
glass?
a family.
The glass bottom boats there too.
I heard they stopped with the glass bottom boats because of the pollution and everything, the runoff and all of that. So no more glass bottom boats, but the mermaids are still there. And if you want a funny take on the mermaids from there, go watch the Florida Man episode on HBO Max about the mermaid. That's all I'm going to say. Go and watch it. It's like my second favorite one. It is hilarious. But yeah, that's so cool that they kept that. And Legoland is, I hear lots of high praise for Legoland. So you had Legoland. They're also putting an aquarium out there as well this year that they're going to open. But the other thing about Legoland, they have Peppa Pig Land. Peppa Pig is extremely popular. um, I tell people it's like you've no idea how popular Peppa Pig is, and one of the great things about this park, about the Peppa Pig park, is if you have little ones who are on the autism spectrum, Peppa Pig Land is a certified autism center. I think just like Dolphin Cove, I believe, at SeaWorld. And what they have these team members called puddle jumpers. If you've seen the cartoon, you know what I'm talking about. And they basically can come alongside of you. It's like an extra pair of hands to help you. And I just thought that was just like a fabulous, fabulous addition. So this is why I talk about this park so much because it's great for kids. They're so much fun, and kids are just loving it. I like that. Nice and simple. I like seeing kids having fun, you know, with a good performance, like I used to see at Disney. Anyway, like I was saying, if Disney had the full rights, imagine how a Bluey Park would be for Disney. Yeah,
Oh wow.
I think I can't. I think Pro talked about this. Like they passed on it or something like that. But that is it. Bluey. Let's put it to it like this, because this is what I don't understand about them going from Monsters Inc. It's like if you really want to get the kids, why do you not have Bluey in the park? I mean, Bluey is scarily popular. If you ever walk through the toy aisle at Target, there's hardly any Bluey toys because people are buying all the Bluey toys. And the writing is so good. No matter what age you are, you can totally enjoy that show. My brain started singing the Doris Day song "Glass Bottom Boat" from the movie of the same name, which is hilarious. Wow, I didn't even know they had that. Not at all. Not at all. Let's see. Check my. Oh, okay. Let me show this. Really cool.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's the entrance to the not what is now the Cypress Garden section of Legoland, and you notice that they have the bell, right there. The back in the day, in Cypress Garden, the bells were these ladies that they hired, and they would sit just in the grass. They'd just hang out with the big old Southern Belle dresses and hang out in the grass and wave to you. And they were live characters, and of course they don't have that now, but they have done and this is back in 2016, so I can't say that this is still there now, but
Mhm.
that's one of the Southern Belles from Cypress Gardens in Legos. Like that's actually made of Legos. So I think it's a pretty cool homage that they did. And I'm pretty sure that they still have the actual, the cypress trees in the garden section. You walk out
Mm-hmm.
to the lake. What I do believe they discontinued is the live water ski show, which was a staple of going down there.
I remember that. Yeah.
I don't know, but I had heard. So I'd heard that they were canceling. I don't know if I ever saw official news or anything, but it's not. And I love that area. I just don't drive down there that much because the drive, it's one of those drives like driving to the Gulf Coast where you feel like it's going to be an hour, right? Because it takes you like what 55 minutes to get to Tampa. And then it takes you another 45 minutes to get to the actual coast, driving through the town. And the same thing, like when you go down to Legoland or Peppa Pig Land, it doesn't take long to get to the exit off of I-4. And then you got all the back roads to get down to Haines City. And it takes you it's like 45 minutes of slow going before you actually get to the parks. So just something to be aware of when you're driving from Orlando. Because I mean, it's just one of those things. Like if you're on vacation and you're thinking of your vacation time and you think, oh, it's only going to take an hour to get down there because that's what you've been told. Just remember to add an extra hour to hour and a half to that total day trip for travel. Because you need to figure that in. Like if you want to get to the park by 9:00, definitely leave by 7:30 in the morning from Orlando.
Because that traffic is, I'm not joking, it's worse. It's as bad as traffic on the 405 in LA. Really, it's that bad. That is so cool though. I love how they did that. They did that little homage to them. That's so cool.
Find any more pictures of Cyprus to send over. There's a lot of there's some cool things at Legoland, like seriously cool things.
Very, very cool. Like I said, that everyone who I've heard who has gone there has loved it. They even have a Legoland hotel that's there as well. My sister was going to take the kids there, but they didn't get a chance. They weren't able to go, but that was high on their list to do. So it's really nice to have something like this. So I know Orlando gets most of the shine, but it's like don't overlook Legoland, and it is cheaper, but it's so much edutainment stuff that they have going on there. Let's see, we have some other folks pop in here. Let's see, Prime One says, "Good morning, everyone." I like that avatar. Is this the same Josh from Balance Studios? I don't think so. I haven't heard of Balance Studios before. This is Josh Damaro, the chairman of Disney Experiences. It used to be Disney Parks. Now it's Parks and Experiences. So that's who we're going to be hearing. Josh, aka Mr. Skinny Jeans. That's what I call him. That will never freaking get. When you see him, you'll understand.
That's so true. I met him and he was wearing skinny jeans. Okay, so
it's just one of those things. I don't know what the obsession is with skinny jeans. Skinny jeans do not look good on men. No, they don't. I don't know who told y'all they do, but no, they do not. And it is an LA thing, and I hate that.
It's okay. I only wear fat jeans because I'm fat.
Hertz Donut, hello, says, "I can't imagine an era where women wore those dresses on a regular basis. Seems like a better time." Well, they did.
Well, the problem is the weather would come up and blow under the dress, and then of course they were gone with the wind.
Literally. Because they would have like the whalebone structure under them. Yeah, they would. But that was the epitome of Southern fashion to have the dresses like that. Although you had to be of some serious means in order to wear the dresses like that. So it was also a social status as well. We call it a cotillion, actually. You go and look at the old pictures of like the Southern Bells with the not an umbrella, it's a parasol. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's a
called the
parasol.
parasol. Very fancy, very decorated, all of that. I think University of Mississippi still does that. Let's see who else we got. Deborah Rife Rita. Hello and good to see you. Good to see you. Chat disabled for the live stream. What? Hold on. He disabled the chat. I wanted to say hi to I'm gonna mute that until it gets started. But I guess if you look at the comments up here already, I'll look through this in a minute because these are hilarious. Hey, the mom, good to see you. Good to see you. And yes, please do hit the like button, ring the subscribe, and keep up on all the spice. Yes, yes, thank you. So good to see the moms. And I'm always lurking. That's okay. I lurk in a lot of people's streams. I do. Because sometimes I'm working and doing other stuff, but I wanna run by and hit the thumbs up, do the things, do the things. Let's see. What do I got here? Hang on. I don't lose my X window. That's okay. Let's see what we got
I
here.
was more than happy to lose my X. Oh, you said X window.
Yeah, X. Yeah, yeah. I know the feeling.
You took me back a couple decades.
I know the feeling. I do know the feeling. Trust me. It's just like, okay. Oh, that is beautiful. I picked this one to show because I love how this looks. It's just this. When you're in Orlando is a very, aside from like say the old neighborhoods like Winter Park and City of Orlando proper, a lot of it is built out, and you don't get the natural beauty that's out there. Yes, which can be dangerous as well, snakes and everything, but just to get to see Florida beauty. Arlene Nabo says the Legoland Hotel looks awesome. Treasure chests, safes in each room. You do a scavenger hunt and get the code to it. There are little Lego surprises inside, and they get refilled each day. Yes, I am. I love hyping the Legoland Hotel. Where it is, things are actually cheaper out there, and yeah, definitely keep it in mind, especially if you have young children. Young children and Lego aficionados, like my nephew, he's so into Legos. Let's see where we at. Okay, let's watch him. Thank you. My thunder thighs won't permit me to wear skinny jeans. Too painful. It's painful to watch people wear them darn things. I'm like, how can you walk and how can you sit down in those? I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, Benanda, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Lovely, lovely avatar there. It's so good to see your face. It's wonderful. And I think a mosquito just bit me. Oh, they love to sneak in the house. All right. Let's go ahead and bring this up. I will enable the sound as soon as they bring it back up. But anyway, like I was saying, check out. This is probably why they cut the chat. Let's see. If anyone is advocating, but we'll forget that one. I won't say a shill, but anyone advocating for Muppet Vision 3D and Rivers of America, please boo. Don't think so. Learn here from GTR, the removal of Rivers of America for a mediocre IP is absolutely worthy of comment. Let's see.
Is this pre-stream chatter?
Yes. So they cut the because I was gonna say hi to Drew Disney dude, because I just noticed that he was there, and chat disabled for this live stream. So yeah, they Disney knows what's going on, because like in other previous ones, like I think it from D23 and from another panel, they let the chat go, but not this one. And I understand why. For so many reasons, people are pissed. They don't want people talking about Snow White. They
Is,
they
is this going to be about all the parks, like worldwide?
I believe so.
Okay.
Since Mr. Skinny Jeans is over all parks and experiences. So I wonder how much of it is going to be like, say, Shanghai. Like
I
Shanghai.
wish I wish that Disney would be willing to reach out and say, we're going to do something very unique. We're going to create a Disney Parks fan panel and literally reach out to like everybody, have people write in why they want to be part of this panel, and then maybe invite 25, 50, 100 people to be a part of this fan panel from all over the spectrum. And then, whoever gets selected could input could give input to them that they could rely on and say, okay, we've got enough of a spectrum that represents all of the fans of the parks, and we may take a different road, but we're at least going to take the input, because gosh, I have ideas that I know would be great, but I know a lot of people feel that way, right? We all feel that way. I have ideas that would be great, and what the heck? Why is Kevin Bacon there?
I don't know, Kevin. We already saw a commercial for Rivian, which is I think that's
Did he
one
get
of those
kidnapped by the
EV
Guardians
companies.
again? And
I don't know. I don't know. But
Ooh,
I'm looking at
this
Cookie
time.
Monster. I wonder Cookie Monster was trying to hustle him for some cookies, because he stays on that hustle.
Kevin, cookie monster, what's up? Cookie from Kevin Bacon. Ooh, cookies and bacon together is good. Now there's astronauts.
I tell you.
Did you see the
Yeah.
explosion? Anybody else see the explosion, or was it just me?
Which explosion?
The SpaceX, I think it took off from Texas and exploded in the air on Thursday. When I was at Epcot and I looked up and I
No.
happened to catch it, and then by the time I was able to get my camera out and start filming, it had uh, tapered down quite a bit from what it was when I first saw it. But I actually
Oh
saw it
yeah.
happen in the air. I looked up and all of a sudden there's this weird looking white light cloud thing speeding towards the Earth, and I'm like, whoa, what the heck is that? If
Like
that's the meteor, I guess we're all gonna die.
take cover, take cover. Let's see. I guess Eric will be right back. Looks like Ash might have some connection issues going on. Let's see. Hey Kit Kat, good to see you. Says hello, Lorena, Erica, Ron, and chat. Hello, my dear, and welcome. Literally, cat with a Kit Kat. I like that. And Steel Leg of History, how you doing, my friend? One of my OG channel members, been a member for 34 months. Big ups to you. Just thanks for everything. I'm slowly saving up so I can come down next year and visit for a week at Universal. I just hit 634 subs. I will have my new leg bin. Well, that is amazing. That is amazing. I definitely hope you get to make it. You get to make it down here as well.
What kind of a prosthetic do you have? Is it a mobile prosthetic? Do you have to move it, yourself? Is it just the bottom part? Like my uncle, he lost his foot a few years ago, I think. So I think his prosthetic is primarily the foot goes up a little bit past where the ankle was. I'm not really sure. He was in a motorcycle accident and ended up losing his foot. I have way too many friends. I have a lot of friends that are amputees, as it turns out. Um, so it just you have your knee, okay. So then,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So that means that it's just from under the knee down. Well,
Oh,
that's good. I hope it works very, very well for you, the new prosthetic. I know those things can get itchy and uncomfortable. So bless you. Lots of prayers for that. Steel Leg history.
yeah. I know that prosthetics fascinate me because as an engineering student, that was one of the projects, not me, but another group worked on, like with prosthetic limbs, and I was like always fascinated with like what they came up with, and yeah, so that's always been really cool to me.
One of the things that what's his name, RDJ did, I thought was just like really, really cool. There was a kid that had a prosthetic, and I think it was an arm, and
Hmm.
he actually brought the kid his new like Iron Man design prosthetic arm. When
Saw that.
actors do that kind of thing, I just think, it is nice to see that these people have a really, really good person side of them, regardless of politics or anything else that they may sound off on. It's nice to
Hmm.
see it when they do that kind of stuff. I love that.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool when I saw that. Oh, he says it's below the knee. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. He says I have my knee. Nice.
Oh wow.
Are they still playing the elevator music? Let's see. You're late, Josh. You're late. So start at 12. Put some grease yourself to get no skinny jeans out here.
Bum, ba-da, ba-da, the girl from Ipanema. That's what I always think of elevator music as that.
Well, that's like a trope.
Yeah.
Whenever they play that, it's like if there's some uncomfortable scene or they want to interject some humor, they'll play that. It's like the ultimate in hold music. Hey, CJ says, and then you have Disney who tells father of dead son they can't use Spidey on great. Yeah, that was such a douche move.
Oh, that was so wrong. Sick. Like, why did they ask? You know what? Just do it next time, because the
Don't
likelihood of
ask.
the likelihood of somebody from Disney coming out and finding
Hmm.
that grave would be ridiculous. I'm like, just throw it on there. Just they're not going to know. Maybe it was the grave, maybe it was the tombstone maker, but I think that's ridiculous. By the way, Spider-Man was mentioned in the new Daredevil Born Again. So
Yeah, I saw that.
it
And
was
that's,
really it was,
Mhm.
though, to be honest, it was the same kind of mention that they used to do back in the day when they would talk about Captain America or Thor. Like they would say like the guy with the hammer or whatever. And this one was it like a kid running around in a spider, or a man running around in a spider outfit or something like
mm-hmm.
that. Not just Spidey, Pooh is another one.
Yeah, they just ran through.
By the way, for those that
Really?
think for those that think that mixing IP is good, no, in Guardians of the Galaxy, we do not want Pooh.
No, we do not. We definitely do not. Well,
Oh,
let's
I
see.
saw those
While we,
pictures.
oh, you did.
That was
I saw
nasty.
the whole
Yeah.
Twitter. I've got a
I have
story.
more
So
questions
bad.
than anything. So
It's
many
so.
questions.
I
Look,
know.
guys, I know Guardians of the Galaxy is but don't do that literally. No.
Yeah, we could live without that. Yes, Braylon, I did hear about that. They're going to be putting the Wicked IP in the Universal parks, considering two reasons:
Oh.
how much money it's made at the box office with only the first one, and two, the fan base. Because the Wicked fan base will show up, will drop money, and that experience that they have at Universal Orlando is any indication, it's not going to stop anytime soon at all. People just go in there, and especially with like all the props that they have set up that look like scenes from the film. You even have the
Mm.
I'll say the console that the wizard was using. There's actually one you can use there, and you can press like all the buttons and everything, and it's a total completely working thing. It's really nice. When I say good, they've got like the costumes and everything else that's there. It is a nice thing they did. It's not just one room either. It's several rooms that you have to go through. So, yeah, they're going to be milking that one for real. Let's see.
I will never understand why Kevin's last name is not pronounced beige. It looks like beige.
Does it?
Kevin Feige pronounces it Feige apparently, but it looks like beige, so it should be beige.
Pierre Guy says Iger Core needs a clean sweep of the C-suite. Only then is there a chance for it to go back to Disney and its values. Yeah, they need people in there who are actually parks people. And by parks people, I mean people who have risen up through the ranks working at the theme parks. That's the kind of people that they need to have. The people they have right now in the C-suite, they have no connection to the theme parks. Even the board of directors. I mean, you got somebody there from Nike, from Oracle, wealth management funds, CBS. None of that has anything whatsoever to do with theme parks at all. And every time shareholders like me, who only have like a couple of shares, try to put a proposal on the ballot that said, you know, hey, in your C-suite, you need someone from the parks, they recommend voting it down, and it gets voted down all the time. So they're not really interested in change. Anytime I get something where the board recommends you vote against it, I vote for it. I do the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you freaking people. Well, tell Josh to get on the stage. All right. Well, anyway, while they're doing that,
Is this supposed to be an audio, just strictly audio stream, or are we going to see his face and he's going to talk?
They're supposed to do video.
No.
At least I thought they did. Well, it's like it's kind of stupid if you're going to have a YouTube live stream and you don't show any video. Kind of ridiculous, but
yeah.
Anyway, in the meantime, we got plenty of stuff to talk about. New look revealed for Magic Kingdom's Emporium gift shop, and this comes from Vlog Mickey, the same people who said that Tiana's Bayou Adventure was a necessary downgrade. I will never let them forget that. So this is the new look. I'm not impressed. Oh, wait a minute. Let me switch back here.
But I think we can put these guys to work.
Did they haul out the Mandalorian for this?
Yeah, they sure did. He's got Grogu in his little pouch there. Oh gosh, little robot
that we don't have at Disney World. They're only at Disneyland.
Disneyland, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the way.
You know, Disney missed out on something big. I'm going to tell you right now what that is.
Thanks for joining us today.
A Mandalorian branded protein powder called This Is the Way.
Every day.
It's a pretty good gig. It's a pretty good. Alan, it's great to have you here, first of all. I was at this conference 2 years ago. I think I was actually in this very same room. Some of you may have been here. Was anybody
it's
here
Mr. Skinny Jeans.
All right, it's good.
I swear he wants to be
I had such
Steve Jobs.
and I came back and I said, "You've got to come. You want to come to South by Southwest?"
And of course, I said yes. We're really proud of
Hey,
the creative
Virginia,
collaboration
I
we
see
have
you
at
in
Disney.
there.
And it starts with great storytelling. We
Chicken
work with the
droids.
best storytellers to dream up new worlds
Pretty
full
cool
of
how
heart,
they
fun,
walk
and
though.
imagination.
Yep. And then what
From
we
like
do
an
is
engineering
we invite you
standpoint,
all
we
to
just don't
explore
have
these
them
worlds
in Orlando.
so many different ways. We do it in theaters, or we do it on your television at home. Sometimes we go to Broadway. We do it around the world. We've got
What is she?
12
What?
theme parks. 12 theme parks. We have sailing ships on the open seas. We have the Disney Cruise Line. We do this through games. We do it through books. We do it through toys, and even well beyond that.
We truly have something for everyone.
Although I
with
will
so many
say
ways
the
to experience
shows
it.
on the cruise
This helps
ship
us have strong
are
connections with
amazing.
our audience, which is so unique to Disney.
Right, and then
I
these
don't ever really
connections,
hear
they're
anything bad
powered by
about the cruise
cutting edge
ships.
technology.
Not like
And we're
the parks.
constantly developing new tools that allow us to
Now,
tell our stories
I'm not a
in
cruise
even more
person,
compelling ways. In a
but
seamless
when I went
blend
on the
of
Disney
art and science,
cruise,
we
it
take
seemed like
directly from
people
our
couldn't
founder. Our
do
founder's
enough
Walt
for
Disney.
us.
He was our
And
original
the
visionary
first
and innovator.
morning
Now,
of the
this quote
cruise,
from Walt, I think it really says
like I
it
think
all.
at 9 a.m.,
I can
all
never
of the
stand
Disney
still. I
characters
must
were out,
explore
like
and
in the
experiment,
main lobby
and
and
I
the main
resent
staircase.
the
They all
limitations
came
of
out.
my own imagination. And I think there's
And
something
it
very
was so, it
by
was
Southwest
awesome.
about
They would
that.
bring the
I
characters
appreciate
out,
Walt's sentiment because it speaks
and
to
it
his
was just
passionate
crazy. They were
curiosity.
posting for
And that's
pictures. They
something
had
he
like the
passed
official
on to the
photographer taking
generations of
pictures.
storytellers in our company who followed him.
I
It was
love that
amazing.
Walt quote. It's hard to believe that just a few years ago, Disney celebrated its 100th anniversary. It's a powerful legacy that we're fortunate to be part of.
And now this year, we're
He
getting
doesn't
ready
look
to
too
hit
happy.
another major milestone. This is the 70th anniversary of the Disneyland Resort. It's the theme park that literally changed the world. And it's a place that's near and dear to both of us personally.
And Josh knows this. I grew up near Disneyland, and this is going to make me sound very old, but I've been going to that park for over 50 years. And it's been amazing to see it grow and
that's
change
exactly
during that
it.
time with the addition of Pixar, the Avengers, Star Wars, and in the future, Avatar.
Yeah, there's been a lot that's been added. I visited Disneyland for the first time when I was just 10 years old. And then all these
You're
years
not far off,
later,
Dylan.
Alan, I'm not going to say how many years later that is. I can still remember what it felt like to be there with my family the first time. Disneyland is an incredibly special place. It's our original park, and it's the only one
Dude
that
has a
Walt
lot
physically walked through during his life.
There's a lot of animosity towards Disney, which is why they cut the comments. So you can't they cut the chat.
He went to the people that he trusted most. He went to his storytellers.
And he reassigned a small group of animators from the movie studio to design this new experience and bring these
I'm surprised they're even talking about Walt at
ways.
all.
Yeah, eventually he coined a new term for these
I figured they
creative
would just
geniuses. He called them
skip all this and just get to all the modern stuff.
into real places for decades now. And now
I think they're doing it.
They like to hear them.
Yeah, I think they're doing it to give themselves some kind of credibility.
Right now, we are
because they would ignore Walt forever, and now they're pulling. Just like they're pulling out the nostalgia and the member berries
that will reach Disney fans all around the globe.
And the key to all of this is the partnership we have with both of our teams. And we start that collaboration very early on. Our filmmakers and Imagineers then connect throughout the process to bring these stories from the screen into the real world in innovative and surprising ways. And one of my favorite parts of my job is joining Josh and his team early in those concept meetings where we get to see our stories
they like
and
to hear themselves
characters
talk.
take on a whole new life.
And then sometimes that scene, it flips around.
Might have
guys inspired new studio projects as well. So Pirates of the Caribbean.
They're using it to draw pity and understanding from us.
That actually started in the
they know fans are mad.
To the big screen and then back to the parks.
It shows in
so
the
creative collaboration. It's happening on a continual basis.
In the revenue, people aren't going to Disney as much as they used to, and Epic is opening this year.
Walt Disney Imagineering to show you how we
so imagine you're this guy. Disney can't get his crap together, and there's some major theme park that's opening, a couple miles north of you.
They keep growing.
That all the attention is on.
Now let's dive a little deeper into these worlds, or in this case, galaxy.
Okay.
What exactly is the point of this? Or are they going to be talking about like future expansions or something? Isn't that what D23 is for?
I've never been to South by Southwest before, but usually they'll have these panels. And this one, he's talking about the future of world building at Disney. So basically, they're going to talk about what they could possibly do.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I'm not expecting anything
Josh, I know
impressive.
we're both huge Star Wars fans, and it's clearly one of the greatest franchises in the world.
Yeah, we're proud
Hey,
to be
Tina
part of the
BB.
incredible
I'm
group of
late.
Star
I'll be
Wars
lurking. Got to
storytellers all
multitask.
throughout,
Disney good with
Disney.
word
So
salad.
here to talk about how
Yeah,
we're using
I was just thinking the
technology to bring
same
these
thing.
stories to
Word
new
salad, because
people
they like to hear
in
themselves
brand new
talk.
places. Please welcome Imagineers Leslie Evans and Asa Kalaman.
And the creator of The Mandalorian, Jon Favreau, Disney legend.
Oh, Lord, they hauled out Favreau for this. You know.
My name's
You
Jon
know they're
Favreau.
desperate.
My job is to play with Star Wars toys on film sets.
And I'm Asa.
And I'm Leslie, and we get to play with Star Wars toys in our parks around the world.
It does walk like a
our
chicken.
droids here. Hey, let's
Yeah.
let's power down for a minute. Let's keep it calm. Okay.
They're like squat
These droids
down
are
to the
inspired
ground.
by the droids in our Star Wars films, TV shows, games, comics, and more. I'm sure we have some Star Wars fans in here, right?
So when we're making the
Is
Star
anybody
Wars movies
clapping or
and TV
cheering?
shows, we use special effects, we use CGI,
Kind of
we
low.
even use animatronics that were
I didn't
originally
hear any.
developed for the parks.
Yeah, it's just like
For,
it
for
wasn't
Grogu, for
enthusiastic.
Baby Yoda.
But there's more
But,
enthusiasm when they mention
we
Jon
use
Favreau's name.
technology to create illusions, but the Imagineers they get to make this stuff for real.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working in robotics at Imagineering, since the very beginning. Walt really saw this technology as a cool way to bring characters to life.
Okay, they're the nerds.
Tiki Birds, Abraham Lincoln. It's a small world, but obviously today the technology has really come incredibly
They usually
far.
don't bring them
It's
out.
true. Traditionally, our robots, what we would call audio animatronic figures, are secured in place as part of a larger attraction. But as you can see, our BDX droids are different. They are walking around. They're exploring our environment. They're interacting with our guests.
Well, we
and
were
with each
supposed to
other.
have banthas
And to make
that were
this
going to walk
happen,
around at
we've done a
Galaxy's
lot of
Edge
work
and the
with
kids could
reinforcement
ride
learning,
them.
pushing this key technology a few
But
steps
these
further.
robots, they've
So
already
first,
shown
we
before,
build
so they are
digital versions of
nothing.
these
They're
droids,
nothing
and we
new.
set them loose in a virtual environment, thousands of them at a time, like you can see on the screen here. They learn, they experiment, they teach each other, and they figure out how to navigate different kinds of
Five is
terrain.
alive.
Five is alive.
in real life, right? But they have to obey the laws of physics, so they got to do things like adjust the
See,
center of their
I
mass to
love
make sure
this.
that
As
they
an
can stay
engineer,
balanced on
this
two
was
legs.
like
And,
one of the
sometimes they
coolest
stumble
things
and they have to catch
to
themselves
get
stay
your
upright, just like a human does.
robot to
But
be
it's
able to
all of these little
walk.
tiny
Rolling is very
imperfections that
easy.
give the character so much more
Walking
life. It
is
makes it feel so much
extremely
richer.
difficult
And this is really a totally different technical problem than maybe
because
like
of
a
the
factory
stabilization that
automation
has to be
robot, right?
done.
This is all about how we imbue this sense of emotion and character and life. And it's really the subtle nuances that our animators bring to these characters to life.
You know
That's
they
right. I
are
mean,
because
when we're
Epic, you
training
guys saw it.
simulation,
Epic
we're
has
not just teaching
dragons.
them how to
You know,
balance,
Dart
we're
the
teaching
dragon
them
is
how to
one
learn
of
to
them.
walk as
Also,
characters and imitate those core animations that really
my
give them their
gosh.
personality.
Astrid,
right.
her
And then
dragon
after
is going to
that,
be
the
out,
next
and
step
you
is
can
going
meet
from
her
simulation to the
dragon.
real thing, and these characters really come
And
to
they're
life.
not small like
similar to
this. They are
the process
bigger
that we use on the
than
Mandalorian,
this.
where we use game engine technology, VR, previs.
That's what I was
we
just
would-
saying.
we
The
would
little
use all
dragons
of
and
that to
robo
walk
dogs
through
at
the scenes
Epic
ahead
are
of time,
cuter.
figure
Sorry, I
out what
said
visual
cute, but
effects
I'm a
we want you
girl.
to put up in the volume
I'm a girl
wall.
too. I called her cute.
It created a much more
Yeah.
efficient and productive creative process. Before
And
we
that's
ever
what
hit the
I
film
said.
set. So
It's
kinda similar to
nothing
what
compared to the
Imagineering
dragons at
process is, where they do a
Universal.
lot of prep work before the actual
They're going to be
performance.
flying
In their case,
around.
though, the performance is with real
There's,
people in real life at the parks.
Yeah, and I
Just
mean,
for
there
the
are
record,
physical
there were
builds
like
getting more
10
streamlined
times that
too.
many
We're
droids
using the
of
latest
different
advancements in
varieties
electric
at
actuators,
MegaCon.
lightweight materials, and 3D printing, so we can build these droids much faster than we've been able to do before. But maybe you're wondering
Month
what
lifespan
happens
before they
if one of
drunk
these
before they
guys
junk
needs,
them.
a little tune-up.
Well, we have that covered. In
Because
fact,
they
one of our
have
droids
them
needed a
at
few repairs,
Disneyland.
so we brought some along.
Florida
to
is a
help them,
different
work through
environment
actually,
completely.
there he is right now.
No good. No good.
So who knows? They might. Oh Lord, they bought out Babu Frick.
So these are the Enzellans, right? And J.J. Abrams first came up with them for the Rise of Skywalker. We used them in the Mandalorian
Lord.
show. They're going to be in the new film, The Mandalorian Grogu, and they specialize in droid repair. And this little guy's name is Otto.
Yeah.
Is that him? Yeah. So Otto, he's a little bit obstinate from what I heard. Yeah.
Whoa,
Nita.
what language? This is a family
Good
show.
seeing you, my dear.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I got one running here. So as you can see, our droids are always on the go, which is why I'm so thrilled to share that later this year, they'll make visits to Tokyo Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and Walt Disney World. So be on the lookout. All right, everybody.
So
Let's move
we
it.
get
Hey,
these
you
little
too.
ass robots.
Come on, guys.
Meanwhile, Epic Universe
give it
has
up for
dragons
Leslie and our
flying
BDX
around
droid.
and
So
big dragons that you
Thank you,
can
guys.
meet that
So when you work at Disney, you get to
interact
go to
with their
Imagineering,
handler
there's like
and
a little laboratory where they're working on all the top secret stuff. And I saw the demos of this and everything that you saw here. It amazed me really because on the one hand, there's a lot of reinforcement learning, as you said, teaching them all the physics. But what I really like, since the
Disney
beginning of
robots
the way
will go
technology was
sentient
used
and
at
start
Disneyland,
attacking guests.
is there's this storytelling.
Don't
and
let an
human
engineer
performance
get a
and
hold of one of
puppeteering
them
behind
things.
it. And so it's still keeping that human
Reprogram it.
storytelling
Nobody's
which I think is
worried
what
about
I
Disney robots
connect with
working
most
that well
at
that they'll
Disneyland.
gain sentience.
And
they
we're
will
going to be
they will
working
fail
together on
before
other
that. I
things
promise.
too, right? So we have
The droid that keeps walking into the wall.
sorry. We're going to be working with them again because as I visited the Imagineering and saw them, I thought it was a great opportunity to use them not just in the parks but in the movie. So we brought some photos here
Because you
from the
had
first
them,
set
that's
of Mandalorian
why.
Grogu. So there they are on the set. They're great performers.
I know, Tom.
They were wonderful, and they
I
fit
want one
completely in the
to take
world of the
apart
filmed entertainment as well as they do at the parks
and
like
reverse
Galaxy's Edge.
engineer it.
Now, taking Mando and Grogu from TV,
So it does
to the
all kinds of
movies,
stuff.
and taking it from the movies to the parks,
I want a
part of the
fake
process
leg
like
like
of
that.
a company like Disney, where all of these different departments interface.
Yeah, we're super
Good with
excited that we're going to be
Steel-legged
updating
history.
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, both at Disneyland and
More
Walt
little
Disney
things
World,
to trip
with
over
a
at the
brand new
parks.
mission inspired by your characters, Mando and Grogu.
Well, they're going to
And
have
for
to
any of you
because
who haven't had the
Smuggler's
opportunity to
Run,
ride this attraction,
that
you
ride
get to
is
step into the most
ass.
iconic ship in the galaxy, go into that cockpit.
If you're not
strap
the
in, and get to
pilot,
cruise the
you're
ship
just
on an
basically
amazing
hanging
adventure. And we're
along,
really
you know,
excited
for
to now
the
being able to
ride.
tell a brand new story built around these characters.
And it's going to debut at the same weekend that the film does, which
And
is
the
Memorial Day
visual,
2026.
Yeah,
it's
and
like, I
this
don't
really
know if
all
the
goes back
screens
to
are
what,
dirty or
Alan and
what,
Josh were
but it
just
looks
talking
like a
about, the
really
incredible
old
collaboration
arcade
between our
game from
teams.
like the
I mean,
90s
opening
or
an
something
attraction
with the
in
screens.
such a big movie like
I
this
don't
on the
understand
same
why they
day
don't have
really wouldn't be impossible without the
like
incredible
OLEDs
relationship that we have
instead.
at Disney.
And the
And, you know,
graphics look so
John
choppy.
and Dave Filoni have shared their story of the film with us, and we've all worked together on a brand new mission for Smuggler's Run that really sort of hooks into this narrative.
They
But
probably
we've also had
communicate
the
over
incredible
radio some way.
opportunity to work with the amazing
Wi-Fi.
artists at ILM and the Lucasfilm Art Department to
That's
start
why
to
when
work
you go
on
in certain
the
areas
look
of the
and
park,
feel of what we
well, I'm
think
on
this new mission
5G,
might
but
wanna be like.
And because
sometimes
a
it'll
lot
really
of
mess
these,
with your
the
reception.
technology is
All of
shared,
that
and
runs
we
on
create a lot of
Wi-Fi.
the
That's how they
environments
communicate.
At ILM using Unreal Engine. We were able to send Mando and Grogu to some
Unreal
classic
Engine?
locations from the Star Wars universe, and we have some cool concept art now to show. To give
That's
a little sneak peek of
probably
what
because
Smuggler's Run is
Disney
in the
sunk
future.
that
Yeah, so here's a
investment
shot
in
of the
Epic
iconic desert
Games.
planet Tatooine, one of the many locations we're going to have an opportunity to visit. We also have an incredible piece that gives a small hint at Cloud City on the planet Bespin, another Star Wars classic. And then lastly, I think maybe one of my favorite
I
pieces
know, right?
is a sneak peek at what it might be like to revisit
Because
the
they don't want
wreckage
to
of
give the
second
people
Death
what they
Star
want.
in orbit around the planet Endor. And so it's not just the amazing
Why do we want to go to
art
Endor?
department that we're working with, but we're also working with ILM Immersive on the gameplay. This is
Not
a
for
fully
nothing,
interactive
but
experience
you
where guests
should
are
let
really
us be able
in control
to,
of their own
roll up
destiny.
onto the Death
And what makes
Star.
that all
Actually,
possible is that the entire experience is built on Unreal Engine 5 by Epic Games, and that's what's going to
Told
enable
you.
an incredible on-ride experience.
And because we use the same tools, the Mandalorian, we use Unreal for previs. We also use it for those of you who see the behind the scenes stuff on the show. We actually have in-camera visual effects where we generate the backgrounds and tie it to the parallax of the camera and put it on the volume wall. And integrating all of what we've been working
I
on
hear
with
you,
what also
Dengar.
the Imagineers are doing, we're going to bring all that together for Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, it's really cool. Having this workflow allows us to
So you're going to use Unreal Engine, which not for nothing,
shows and borrow characters,
but if you
borrow
play
ships,
enough
borrow,
games that are rendered
environmental
with Unreal
scenery, really
Engine,
to help
there's
create
so many
the most
things that
authentic
look
experience
just so
possible.
alike. It's
And
boilerplate.
Unreal's also playing a role in the next big project that Disney's doing, a whole new online universe that they're creating with Epic Games.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a totally incredible new way for us to be
It all
able to tell
depends,
stories.
right? In your point of
so
view.
Imagine, like, what if you could go to the park and have an experience in Smuggler's
I
Run,
like
go on
all
this
of
amazing
those,
mission,
actually.
but then have that affect or connect your gameplay.
Okay, now we're talking about
you know, I think the name of this panel is building world building, and that's
so they're basically going to drop
really is about world
Fortnite,
building,
is what they're
and
saying.
that's what I reacted to most as a kid in the Star Wars universe, and to be able to also take the opportunities that the parks offer, and now these new technologies.
I'm never gonna forget that chicken droid
and have immersive experiences in gaming along with the parks.
UE5, Tom.
To me, as a storyteller, it's so wonderful to be working in one area and realize that you have so many different departments that are all working towards
Unreal
the same
Engine
goal.
games. I
And then
question
collaborating early
using
on
that
so you could try
for
to do things in a new way
robots.
while still delivering the classic experience on the big screen. And it's just been a lot of fun collaborating with all of you and with the Imagineers.
Tina says, I missed part of this and my vision is 100%.
Like
Who is the Dr. Robot Nick?
All of this stuff, you realize that
He's from
there's a lot of
Imagineering.
but at its heart, these are all
And
people with a passion for
he's one of the
storytelling, and I think
nerds
that's
in
what
Imagineering.
draws us all together and
So
allows us to collaborate.
they must be really desperate
We're
if they bring the
incredibly
nerds out, because they really do not like the
and
nerds
we'll
to
obviously
interact
be
in
back
public.
later to tell you more about future developments of this incredible collaboration. So thank you all so much. This has been really great.
And thank
You're
you.
welcome.
By the way, thank you, Austin, South by Southwest. Chef premiered here. It has a
DR Guy says, oh, so we'll be virtually visiting the OG trilogy planets. We're supposed to be visiting in person at Galaxy's Edge before KK hijacked it for the sequel trilogy. So generous, eye roll. Yeah, they're basically just going to put a software upgrade in Smuggler's Run. The basic mechanics are not going to change, at least from what I understand. So unless you're the pilot, all you do is sit there and press a button, and the pilot is only going to get smooth.
I thought back when Smuggler's Run was first introduced, there were supposed to be at least three different missions that you could have ended up going on, just like on Star Tours, how it's different every time.
Hertz Donut says UE5 is a stuttering mess from what I've seen.
The team at Pixar has been
on smaller systems.
Iconic worlds for almost 40 years. They're home to
One
some of the
my
biggest
high-end
films ever
gaming
released,
one, which
including
put
last
that
year's
together.
Inside Out 2.
UE5 runs
and 11
fine,
of their films have won
but
the Oscar for
like on
Best
my mini
Animated
PC,
Films. Now we've been working
it
with
stutters.
Pixar since
The
their
rendering,
earliest
it's like
days, and they
waits till you
became
get
part
to
of the
the
Disney family in
outskirts and
2006.
stuff starts to render.
That was the
It's
same year we released the
it's
first
not great.
Cars film, and a few years later, we unveiled Cars Land at Disney's California Adventure. I'll never forget the first time I saw it completed. It was like walking into the movie. And since then, the Imagineers have brought a number of Pixar movies to our parks, including
Rivers
The
of
Incredibles,
America,
Finding Nemo, Ratatouille, and Toy Story. And they have so much
totally.
more in store.
Hey, Nuance
Here to talk
Observer,
about Pixar's
meh.
future in our parks, please welcome from Walt Disney Imagineering, Michael Hunjan, and Pixar's Chief Creative Officer, Pete Docter.
And they hauled out Pete Docter. Remember, Pixar is going up to hell on a rocket with this dude in charge.
Thanks, Ellen. It's great to be here.
And hello, South by Southwest. How are we doing?
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, as Alan said, we at Pixar have been working with the Imagineers for a long time on creating these incredible experiences all over the world. We're such fans of the parks. We even kind of use it as a test for ourselves as we're coming up with the sets and environments. We kind of ask ourselves, is this somewhere I'd want to go if they built it at Disneyland? And not that we expect you guys to build everything that we try. Although, you know, you could consider that just a suggestion. It really does help us remember that the worlds that we're building need to feel like somewhere that you'd want to hang out
Yeah,
goes
no
with.
one
And
is
there's a lot of
no
keys
one
to
is
that.
talking about
But
cars.
one thing we rely on a lot at Pixar, and I know you do as well, is
Its time has
specificity.
come
Getting to know
and
all
gone
the little details and getting those
and
right.
lives
That's
on
how
with
we
people
build
trying to collect the
authenticity
Hot
into
Wheel
our world.
toys,
It
the
really
Hot Wheel
has to
cars.
feel real, because that's what allows you
That's
to
it.
believe in the story, which brings me to Michael here.
No, they're
because
not.
those little details
But
are
they have to
important,
say this.
even more so when you're building a physical place like a theme park attraction.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Pete. You know, when our guests
Yeah.
are faces, their eyes are the camera, and they can point those cameras in any direction. So everything they see has to contribute to the experience and the story.
Yeah, Marilyn
Yeah, and
M.
that
I
is
hear
a
you.
real big difference between our two jobs. I realized early on in our films,
I prefer the Cars IP to Monsters Inc.
we can spend more
I
time
do
on the stuff
too.
that gets a close up.
That's why I
and we
don't
can kind of leave the
understand why they
background
couldn't
stuff
just
more
take
rough.
the
But at the
Speedway
parks, everything could be a close up.
and
And so
either
we really
turn
gotta
it
get
into a
right. That was
dark
one of the
ride
things I
or
picked
make
up
it
on
like the,
even
like
when
the
I was
Piston
young,
Cup.
visiting Disneyland as a kid. I grew
Yeah,
up in
I
Minnesota.
think the Piston Cup would
and
have
my
been cute and
grandparents lived in
fun.
California, so we would
Or
drive
even
out every summer.
Radiator
And the highlight was
Springs.
always a visit to Disneyland. You'd think
You know,
maybe
Mater
that a
can get
kid's
us into all
favorite
kinds
would
of
be something like
kinds
the
of
Matterhorn, something thrilling. For me, it was
Yes.
the Tiki Room.
Epic
Couldn't get enough
Universe,
of the
greater than
talking
all
birds. I
things,
still
Walt
love it.
Disney
Yeah,
World
Tiki Room
and Walt
fans.
Disneyland. Yeah.
So as a kid, I was already into puppets. Coming back from California, I bought an air compressor. So
Yep,
you can tell I
Tom,
was
they
a
are
pretty cool
scared
pop
of
kid.
Epic and what's coming after.
I
Look at the
tried to
time it took
recreate
to
the
build
Tiki
and how
Room
long they
in my
take.
bedroom. My parents thought I was kind of going crazy, but I just love
F
the
Hot
feeling
Wheels,
that you
did you
get at
know they're all
Disneyland.
made of
You
plastic
know
these
that it's
days?
not real, but you totally believe it.
No,
You know,
it's
and
not die
Disneyland
cast
is a big
metal
part
anymore.
Of why I got into this, what I'm doing today.
It's been a while since I bought
imaginary
any
feel
Hot
real
Wheels
is exactly
toys,
what
but
we're doing right now. And we've got two amazing
the
Pixar
cat
projects
screaming
in
next
the
to me in
works
the
for
car is more
Walt Disney
coherent than
World
his
in
perception.
Florida. So why don't we start at
There you
Hollywood
go with
Studios,
Shogi.
where we are creating our very first land inspired by
They are
Monsters,
trying to
Inc.,
sell this.
which
Yep,
is a
here we
film you
go.
know a little something about, right?
Here we
Pete?
go.
Yeah, this is one I'm excited about. Monsters was the first feature I directed at Pixar. Came out about 25 years ago. And even today,
One person.
it's wild. People will come up to me and go like, I grew up on that film, and now I'm raising my kids. And I'm like, great, you just made me feel old. But it's really cool. It's multi-generational. And that's
No, it is
really
not.
exciting.
And that's why we're inviting guests to visit
Toy
Monstropolis.
Story
It's
is
the perfect fit
multi-generational,
for
but
our
not
theme
Monsters
parks.
Inc.
And we're creating something that everybody in the family can enjoy.
Oh, cool.
And that includes this brand new signature attraction. It's a thrilling roller coaster ride through the iconic Monsters, Inc. door vault.
Yeah, no, so that's one of my favorite
And you're
scenes from the film,
destroying
the bit where Mike, Sully, and Boo
Muppet
go
Vision
racing
3D.
through the vault to find Boo's door. And I swear to you, here's how it went. So we were like,
And this
okay, if
ride is
monsters have
10 years
access to
old
kids' rooms
on
through
the drawing
closets,
board.
where do they store them all? Well, maybe there's some giant vaults. Yeah, that's good. And what if there's like an overhead track that delivers them? Great.
Exactly,
You know what?
Dylan.
That would
It
make
was
a great
fine over
Disneyland
there.
ride. It was like that quick.
And the good news is we thought the exact same thing. So Imagineers have
Yeah,
been
they won't
itching to
mention
turn
them.
that very moment
We'll
into
see.
an attraction ever since we all saw it for the first time.
Acts like it cares on
Yeah, just
history,
like
but it's
we
all
at
present
Pixar
day
try many
garbo. Yeah,
versions of
they
the
don't care
movie,
about history.
of the script, really, before we do the movie. I know you folks at Imagineering kind of previs a lot and try different versions, and I can tell you
Exactly,
this
KB.
is worth the wait. What you're going to see here, you remember how the doors in the door vault, scare floor, they attach the doors to these machines that
You know I
then
haven't
moves
explained
them
to this
off
because
into the
nobody
vault.
does remember because
This
the damn movie's
scene,
so old.
is one of
Exactly.
our favorites.
And that's the scene that we're
You
actually gonna bring to
remember
life. And when we
back when
turn
we made
that
that movie
experience into
25
a
years ago
ride, we
and-
can't
You had to
use the
find the
traditional lift
doors
hill
in
where
the
you
door
kinda click and
scene
clack
with
up
the
an incline.
thing.
It's not going to cut it. So that's
You
why
know,
we're going to do this.
12 years since Monsters University.
That's
Yeah.
an automatic of our coasters
And no,
load
the Disney
station.
Plus show
Now,
doesn't
our
count.
coaster
Yeah.
is a suspended coaster, and you'll actually hang below
Monsters
the track.
University
And then,
was so
just like the
bad,
doors in the
Camera Girl
movie,
had
the
zero
train will
interest in
lift
seeing
straight
it.
up into the air before zooming off into that iconic vault.
Is this supposed to be
Never done
nothing?
anything like this before. It's Disney's first suspended coaster. It's our first vertical lift. And we're designing this experience to be as memorable
So
and
that's
as
what it
fun
looks
as the
like.
film itself. So we're just so excited.
So why does that
Everybody
look
at Pixar
like
is really jazzed about this. It's like a dream
it's
come
like
true.
putting Soarin' on a track?
Yeah.
And this is something in a way that
We're super
Universal's
excited
already
to,
done.
but that's not the only Pixar story we're working on at Walt Disney World. We also have a big new Cars attraction on its way to the Magic Kingdom. Now, I have
so
a special
big.
place in my heart for Cars. The first film was released this summer. I took that quintessential
They're going to try to
cross-country
sell
trip,
this.
down Route 66 to chase my career dreams in Los Angeles with that super cool Mitsubishi Eclipse. What a car, right? Now, those same themes of adventure and exploration are all going to be woven into this new Frontierland attraction.
I got to say, one of the best parts of bringing
How
our
the heck
movies
does
into the
Cars and
parks is that we
Frontierland
get to
work?
expand. We're not just going to retell the story. We get to take these characters somewhere new.
And in this new Cars attraction, we're doing just that. We're
The only way
leaving
this would
Radiator
work,
Springs in the rear view mirror, and we're going to follow Lightning
actually it
Mater
wouldn't,
and all
because
their friends out
Frontierland
into
is
the
supposed to be in the
frontier for an
1800s.
off-road rally race. And when we're designing our attractions, our primary goal is to create an emotional experience for the guests, just like the filmmakers do on the screen. So for this Cars attraction, we need
Ripping
to
Out
invent
Rivers
a
of
new type
America
ride vehicle
will get an
that can create that
emotional
feeling.
response.
And you can't build
from
these
the
in a
guests.
factory.
It's
They
not
don't
the
come off
response
a
you
line.
want.
We have to do so much
Exactly.
more because they have to carry you from one place to
Yeah,
another.
they can't even keep
Because
Splash
this isn't
running.
Lightning McQueen
Exactly.
on a Piston Cup Speedway. It's more like Midnight Run with Smokey through the wilderness of Cars 3. That meant the Imagineers had to figure out a way to put our characters in a space they've never experienced.
Is this
before on
exciting to
screen,
anybody?
Racing over rocky terrain, ascending mountain peaks, dodging geysers. So
Stuff
what
we
does that
already
feel
know.
like?
Well, to start figuring that out, we actually went out to the desert in Arizona and we rented some off-road vehicles and we started riding on a bunch of different trails. We wanted to feel what it's like to travel.
So
across
because you
this
rode
type
an
of terrain.
ATV, you
What
want
I have
feels
done
fun
that.
and just as
Yeah?
important, what doesn't.
I've done
We
this
are
exact same
literally
thing.
getting a lay of the land to
I would
bring
not
that
want to do that in a
authenticity
Disney
into the
park.
story itself.
Yeah, and they also used this trip as a way to show those of us at Pixar who didn't get to go on that trip, not that we're jealous or anything, it's cool, it's cool. They used it to show the kind of experience that they wanted to create. And that allowed our
Yes,
whole team
Stephanie,
to start
announcements
thinking
from
about how we
Universal
can
get
put
me
that special
excited and in
Cars
awe
spin
of
on
what
it.
they're
And then we
doing.
took everything that we learned
Disney's
in Arizona,
announcements make
and
me
we worked with a
confused
motocross
and
company
full
to build
of
a custom
anger.
dirt track with a geometry
Well,
similar to what we
I'm
saw
going
on
to
the
make it up to
trails.
y'all
So
with
what you're
some
seeing here, this is
great
not our
stuff
final layout,
by Epic
but
Universe.
it helps us think about the combination of elements that we're considering for the attraction. The bumps,
Exactly.
turns,
New
the dips,
Frontierland. It doesn't.
everything
None
that
of
has to do with
this
the making
makes
an
sense
authentic
in a Disney
off-road
park.
rally race
This is
track.
freaking go-kart
And now that we
tracks.
have all
There's
that
like a
data
billion
collected
go-kart
and an
tracks in
idea of
Orlando,
the kind of
people.
experience that we
This is
want to
the
deliver,
dumbest thing
we get
ever.
to finally start working on
The
the
fun
attraction
spot
vehicle. So
has
here
an
is an early
awesome
look
go-kart
at the
track,
model. Think of
as
this
does
more of a three-dimensional
Andretti's
sketch
indoor
used as
indoor
a proof
carts.
of concept. We want these things to feel like they jumped right out of the screen
It's on a
of
track.
the world of cars.
I mean, Lightning and Mater will be there for sure. Here's some sketches of some of the other characters you may meet. We at Pixar are working with Imagineering to create new race car personalities for this attraction.
This is the
So it's
dumbest
gonna be
thing
great.
ever.
And then once we build the real
bring
things, these things
to
have to
Orlando
be
in a
tough.
Disney
The
park.
workload on our ride vehicles far
Dumbest
exceeds
thing ever.
a normal car. I mean, think about it. They have to run 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for decades. So if your car does
New
about
characters without a
13,000
movie
miles
or
in
a
year,
show.
ours can go up to
New
65,000
Cars
miles
characters. It's
every
like,
year,
what's wrong
depending
with the
on the
old Cars
attraction. And on
characters
top of
that
that,
we
we're
we
running it on
know?
this
They
really
don't
rough terrain.
Yeah,
understand.
the
Sounds like
classic.
They
living
haven't
in
learned a
Los
damn thing
Angeles.
from Galaxy's Edge.
Up and down,
Nobody
up and down,
likes
up and down.
Galaxy's Edge
Our
because
next
Galaxy's
mock-up
Edge isn't even
put
in
a
a
test
Star
car
Wars
with
movie.
customized suspension out on the dirt track. And this helps us figure out how we're going to build the suspension for the actual attraction vehicles. All these tests allow us to know how they're going to react to the terrain and how we turn that feeling that we want to create into real-world engineering.
If I want to
And
watch
so now
this,
we're
I'll
taking all
watch
of that input
NASCAR,
and
which
we're
is
actually about
much
to go out
more
and build the ride
entertaining.
vehicle. It is such a great and exciting time for us.
So speaking as someone who built robotic puppet birds in his bedroom as a kid, it is such a thrill to be part of this. It's like I said,
Yeah,
at the
y'all
beginning,
sound real
specificity is
excited.
key, and you can see the level of detail the Imagineers are going for here. Now imagine that applying to everything.
I could
every
just
part
see
of the
Iger in the
attraction. That is
background, like
goal.
you are going to go out there and
That's the
you are going to
standard that you
hype
guys
this
set.
up, dang it.
And we're proud to work alongside Imagineering for these many years to really try to bring our movies out there into authentic Pixar experiences.
We are so lucky to work with all of you at Pixar and grateful for the partnership. Okay. And we can't wait to share more about all this great work coming to
we can.
the world in the future. So thank you.
We can wait.
Now that you're sharing all this, you need to talk about what you are destroying in order to put that in.
Exactly.
I didn't hear a single mention of how the rivers of America, the traditional thing that's there, is being destroyed for this.
Again, this is why they disabled the chat.
It's really irritating how they intentionally build stuff that the public hates, and they just do it anyway. That's what pisses me off more than anything.
Yeah, because they don't care. They really don't care what the fans truly want. They're just like, we'll tell you what you want.
Whether springing from comic book pages or bursting off movie screens and television screens, the Avengers have been capturing the imagination of fans worldwide for more than 60 years now.
Yeah, it's like a vapor attraction. We don't know how it's going to work, but it's going to be great.
From California to Paris.
When was the last attraction
Shanghai?
Disney put in that
with the characters that fans love
worked
so much
successfully?
Now, I've had the privilege of working on several of these projects with our Imagineering team. And it was during
downvoted on the
original Avengers
on the
campus
stream.
for Disney California Adventure.
Which one?
That I had, I think, one of the most memorable meetings.
I clicked the
of my
thumbs
whole
down
career.
on that stream.
Now, I've told this story before because it's one of my absolute favorites. The Imagineers, they
They'll
pitched
probably
me
have
an
the
idea to
comments turned off
launch
too.
A robot 60 feet up into the air.
When the stream is over, I'm gonna
attach, and then
refresh it and see what the downvote
like the real Spider-Man was actually swinging through the land. Now, we'd never done anything like this before, not even close.
Well, the last Spider-Man robot slammed right into the wall.
Character in such an authentic way, and it turned out absolutely great. As you can see, it really does feel like Spidey is swinging through the land. Now, spoiler alert, we've got a lot more in store for Avengers Campus in California. And here to tell you more, please welcome the President and Chief Creative Officer for Walt Disney Imagineering, Bruce Vaughn.
They have their bubble.
President of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige.
They bringing out all the face people. Bruce Vaughn, who
Thank you. South by Southwest, how we
he
doing
ain't doing
today?
all that great.
Good. You know, just like my colleagues at the other studios, I'm a giant Disney Parks fan. I've always been drawn to the places that showcase Walt's vision for the future, particularly Tomorrowland and Epcot. They share a mid-century retro-futuristic design language that I love. And I love it so much, in fact, that it served as an inspiration for a new film coming out this summer, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. Hold for applause. And obviously you can see that reflected.
Well, that seemed enthusiastic.
Wow.
Not.
Absolutely, Kevin. And that's why I'm so excited to tell you you'll soon
Hold
be able
for
to meet
applause,
the
really?
Fantastic Four at Tomorrowland at Disneyland this summer when the movie comes out.
We hold for applause.
Everybody
we're
clap.
Also working with Bruce
Please
and
clap.
To create a Herbie
That's what this
robot
is
that you'll be able
called.
to see
Please
in
clap.
real life.
Literally. Wow.
Too.
Nobody cares about this. Even the people in the room.
And, he is going to be amazing. It's a little tough with all the balancing. But anyway, we've got some other cool plans that we're going to announce later this spring.
Yeah, the major, exactly.
Teams collaborating the way they do.
Snow White is tracking into the toilet.
Our guests will love.
It's that kind of thinking that spurred us to create not one, but two
And,
Avengers campuses.
Epic
the first
Universe.
one in California, second one in Paris.
Well,
I've been so impressed with how the Imagineers.
Speaking of Marvel,
of all of our
you do know
whether
Universal
that's
has a license to Silver Age
in
Marvel.
California, or taking flight with Captain Marvel and Iron Man in Paris, or fighting
Makes me wonder.
alongside Ant-Man and the Wasp in Hong Kong.
Indeed.
Who
And now
wants
we're
to
about
see
to do
Ant-Man
even
and
more.
Wasp?
We recently broke ground
And that
on a
coaster in
massive
Paris looks
expansion
just
for
like the
Avengers
one
Campus
for
in California
Cosmic
Adventure,
Rewind.
where we are doubling the size of the land with two new incredible attractions. First, in Avengers Infinity Defense, you'll assemble with the Avengers to
A
battle
purist
King
when
Thanos
it comes
himself
to Disney, and Marvel
multiple
just does not
And
belong
our
with
guests will also
Disney
be
at
joining
all.
Black Panther, Ant-Man, Hulk, And
I
many of our
agree.
other favorite
I don't know.
Avengers
I
to
don't
save
know
the
what
universe
Universal
once
was
again.
It
thinking.
is,
They
I
should have
think, by
just
far the
kept
largest
it
collections of heroes
and
we've
done
ever
their
done
own
for one
thing with
attraction.
that IP. I
And
don't know
as Bruce said, it
why
all
they
leads up
sold
to a
it or
huge
half
battle with
sold it,
King
whatever, to
Thanos.
Disney.
I think you guys are gonna
They've
love
done
it.
it no
Yes, and from
favors.
what I've seen so far in development, it's already amazing.
I think with the
Our
Marvel
second attraction is
license,
called Stark Flight
Universal
Lab.
got
Here,
like
we're
the
taking
Silver
you
Age
inside
Marvel.
Tony Stark's workshop to experience some of the
And
new tech he's been
when
developing.
when
Now,
Marvel got
Kevin,
sold
we're
to
bringing some powerful
Disney,
personalities to life in these
from what I
attractions.
understand, the agreement
So as you
was
know, it's very important we get
west of the
tone just right.
Mississippi,
Who better to get the
Disney could
tone
have
just right
Marvel,
than the man who helped bring Tony Stark to life,
but
ladies
it
and
had to be a
gentlemen,
different
Robert Downey
flavor.
Jr.
So that's why it's the MCU. But east of the Mississippi, Universal has access to Silver Age Marvel. Wait, and Robert Downey Jr. Okay, y'all, they are seriously trying to blow smoke up our skirts.
Hey, yo. What's up? I got to tell you, I'm digging this wildland art science.
As long as they keep using it, Tom,
Join us,
it doesn't end.
This is a place to be. Woo!
Robert, it's always good
They're
to see
putting
you.
it in Disneyland.
Oh, yeah,
in,
right. I'd happily have obliged. I couldn't be more
and in
excited
Paris
by the upcoming gig.
Yes.
New mask, same task, a little Doom action. But
Oh,
we're not here
Lord.
to talk about that today. I'm counting down the days to 2028.
Well, you know you're a normie when you look at that guy. You had no clue who he was until you said something, and even then, I'm like, I still don't know his face.
My serious assistant.
Well, Iron Man in 2008, the film that started it all, and that movie, and your performance as Tony Stark,
which was Fox.
Set the path for our entire cinematic
Remember,
universe.
that
and
was
from
Fox.
That earliest screen test all the way through to his final scene. 10 different movies.
And John
11 years.
Favreau
What's been fascinating
had
is
to
not
convince
just
the studio to take
how
a
he's
risk
defined the
on
character,
Robert Downey
but to see the
Jr. because
impact
he
Tony
had the
has had on
substance
you.
abuse problem.
Oh my God! Well, it is the gift that keeps on giving. It's 17 years of being associated with an iconic superhero, but it's the message he represents that. That's what I'm grateful for.
I
Because
know,
Tony
right?
opened my eyes wider.
I'm curious,
to the power
what
that
message?
technology has to impact the world for good. And
I don't keep up
and
with
that's
Marvel,
something
but
I'll
I am
carry with me
curious,
the
like
rest
what,
of my
because
days. So thank
Disney and their
y'all for
messaging, so
making
I
it
can't help
happen.
but my brain go there. What
It's
messaging
about
are we talking about?
just so you're keeping up with it,
Just
Erica.
one
It's
more, baby.
about
Someone give me the baby.
how important it
Oh,
is
my
to
God, so
keep
good.
your clothing flat and straight.
Okay, and shaking hands.
And that's
and
why we have
shaking
Iron
babies
Man,
and kissing
because
hands.
that's,
Okay, well, Robert,
It's important
look, all of this
messaging,
is why it's so
Erica.
great to have your perspective.
Yeah,
Grandpa
Pikmin
jokes
is
is
cool.
more entertaining than that.
Now, of course, we're thrilled that you're going to be reprising
Hey,
your role as
Sad.
Tony Stark in these experiences, which is
And
pretty
yes,
cool.
Goof
Oh,
R35.
dad joke part.
The
But what all these folks
message.
don't know
The
is that we've
message.
invited you into Imagineering
Boy,
to work
have
with
you.
us.
Yeah.
Why?
No one knows the authenticity better than you of what these attractions will bring. And
Why?
we need your help.
Well, but what I didn't know was how stealth and
Isn't this actor
exclusive
kind of
the,
aging out of these
WDI,
roles?
Walt Disney Imagineering
Yeah, he is.
HQ was.
I
You wanna
mean,
talk about
because
a
you
closed
can
set?
look at
It
him and
is-
tell.
it's
I mean,
the
he
Area
looks good for
51
his
font.
age, but
That's
you
how I
have to
felt.
add on for
True.
his
100%
age.
true.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You would
Probably
know.
why they put
I,
him in the
you can
mask.
tell
And what I
he's
witnessed when I
you
got
can tell
a
he's getting
look
older.
behind
He's
the
not as
curtain, dear
spring
me,
chicken.
the Imagineers are the living embodiment of the Stark Enterprises mission statement: the curiosity, the passion, the
Oh my goodness, you
inventiveness,
pulled that out of your ass.
the dramatic. Most of all, it's a drive to put something good out into the world to make life better at a minimum, more fun by a mile.
But then
It's a
again, I'm like,
privilege
all
of a
that money
lifetime
and you
to be
can't
invited
tighten
to
it up.
participate. So thanks, Bruce.
Well,
I
look, it's
love
great having
you,
on board.
RDJ, but
Actually,
dag on
it's
it.
essential
That
because, quite
is,
frankly, Stark Flight Lab
you know, the
is more
tap
about Tony
dance
the
in
inventor
Chicago.
than it is Iron Man the superhero.
That's
The
what
fact
this
is,
is.
we're taking our guests inside Tony's workshop, filled
Bad
with
pep
cutting-edge
rally
technology,
vibe.
of
Oh,
course, and we're developing
yeah.
it in ways we never have before.
Attended a lot
For
of those in
instance,
high
you're going
school.
to sit in something we're calling a gyrokinetic pod.
We
know
booed
that
our
thermal
cheerleaders
me a
so much
lawyer
it
could
wasn't
love.
funny.
Yes, indeed.
God.
Give 'em
Yeah, I was a
the
And in this
old
pod,
cheerleader.
you'll roll
razzle
along
I'm just
its
like,
tracks as the
all
experience
right.
begins.
I know
Eventually
y'all don't
stopping
want to
in
be
front
here,
of a
but you
massive
know,
robot arm.
I gotta do this thing.
The arm reaches down,
So they're
grabs the
utilizing
pod,
the
lifts you
same
off the track,
ride system
where
that
you'll make several
Universal's
high-speed
already like
maneuvers
done.
inspired by Iron Man and
Mhm.
maybe some of the other Avengers.
Yes, that I will select.
Looks like
based
a
So
on
Koopa
I'm
merit
sorry.
arm.
and whomever
Who's
picks up
catching up
my
to who
FaceTime
now?
calls on the first ring.
I've learned that about you.
Remember that comment? Was it
So
Iger
after
made or
in flight, the arm
someone in
sets
the
you back on the
C-suite?
track, And
where
you zip off again to
they made that
go back
smart
into the
ass
park.
remark
Now,
about
let me tell you,
how
transition
Universal's
from a
finally
track
catching
to a
up, and
robot
it's like,
arm,
yeah,
and
no,
then
they're
back
surpassing
again
you.
with humans in a
You
pod. We don't have
need to
anything
catch
like
up
this
now.
before, and
That's
that's
the
why
sum
we're
of
so
all
Remember,
excited
y'all
about
laid
it.
off a
And
lot
from
of
what you
those
guys
Disney
have
Imagineers,
shared
and
with
they
us, what
went
you've
to
seen here, it's as
Universal.
fun to watch this as it
That's
is to
just the
ride.
sum of
Oh,
all
yeah.
thrills on a track.
Absolutely. This is what usually we kind of hide the tech.
I haven't heard that in a long
behind the
time.
scenes because we want you to be immersed in
Lack
the
of
story. But the
Imagineers, no, it's
fact
lack of
is,
talent
these
within the
the
Imagineers they
story is
have.
about the tech in
Yeah.
this case.
Oh wow.
The brain trust of the Imagineers left, or they laid them off. And Joe Rody, they
You
forced
want to
him
roll
out.
down to my next line?
I mean, they have him back on contract.
Can you
So
believe this?
the
I mean, I'm up
Imagineers
here,
that they
it's like
have
this,
are not the
We'll talk later.
classically trained.
You know what's crazy is when I
Trained
first
ones.
No, they're
saw
not.
this massive articulating arm, and it reminded me of Tony's workshop robot from the
We've
film. Do you
seen the
remember
arm
in the films that
before.
Dummy and Yui had these two robots in his
I
lab?
think I need my
So
brain
Dummy
washed after hearing
was
this
a
crap.
character. So I talked with Bruce and the team about how we could make these robot arms feel like they're thinking,
I'm
feeling,
not your
responding,
fan.
perhaps a bit eccentric.
Without the fire extinguisher.
Well, maybe without that. Maybe.
It's okay, my
Done
dear.
This idea so much
on
that
the
it's baked into the attraction.
It is
In
okay.
fact, we recently, to achieve this, we brought in some dancers and choreographers into our studio to help us
Exactly.
imagine how this kind
Universal
of line of
already
robots
caught
could come
up
to life.
using your former
So we're using motion
Imagineers
captured
too.
cameras
Yes.
to create a virtual mirror for our dancers so they can see
Well, I mean,
themselves.
they've had this ride system when they did Forbidden
these
Journey
motions, they
with
can
Harry
see themselves.
Potter.
And
Yes.
So
ultimately,
That's
we take
Universal's
that data,
had this. This is
it's not
nothing
crazy right here,
new.
but it was incredibly
It's just
helpful. We took that data and we
Disney's
actually
just
put it
now
into
getting on
the format of the
getting
robots, which allows
program.
us to put what we call the emotion into the motion. And obviously, we'll go to
We've
any lengths to
seen this
achieve
technology
We've already
before.
started incorporating some of these movements into our early ride mock-ups.
Disney thinks
There's a long way to
Universal is
go,
catching
but we
up.
want
They
to make
don't
these robots
realize
feel as lifelike
Universal
as
is
possible,
lapping
just
them.
like
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, and honestly,
Yeah,
from what I've
exactly.
seen
Yep.
along the way, it's like
It's like you stick your
next
head in the
level
sand.
future tech made real. That's why even
Nothing
after
to
we
see
finish
here.
with
Everything
Flight
is
Lab, I want to stay
fine.
involved for the long
This is
haul. I want to
fine.
be part of the future that Bruce is building
Everything
at
is
Imagineering. So
fine.
this isn't a one-time deal. And I say this with all the humility I can muster.
This is a
You
way
need
to
more
get
me.
RDJ to use what they
Well,
paid him.
I agree.
Mhm.
Unfortunately,
I
I think we
guess
know some
so.
people who can help make that happen.
Josh and Alan, here it comes.
You don't ask
Blah,
us. You
blah,
don't have to
blah,
ask
money,
us
blah,
twice.
blah, blah, the message, blah, blah.
Anytime
Yes.
you want to come over to Imagineering, you are welcome. Tony Stark lives on forever with us.
Fantastic. So that is
really?
verbal confirmation. It's binding. I thank you for stating it with 2,000 witnesses. I heard it.
No, I can say Josh's jeans don't look as tight.
Robert, Kevin, Bruce, you guys are the epitome of storytelling and innovation. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
so
this
much.
is all vaporware.
No, they're not.
right now.
All your storytellers are gone. The good ones, anyways.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Nuance Observer says, how embarrassing to see Disney so late in the game. Walt would be ashamed. Absolutely.
Oh, he'd be pissed. He would be absolutely pissed. Because, that wouldn't have flown with
No.
Walt. Walt would have been like, you should have thought about that 15 years ago.
He was always pushing the envelope and gave Imagineering the space to do what they needed to do.
How old is the first Harry Potter land? Forbidden Journey. How old is that attraction now?
Oh, that is an excellent question.
Because I'm just here trying to get a timeline at the point that it
Sorry, it's
was
15 years
introduced
old.
to the public.
15 years old?
15.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So
it came out in 2010, the end of the year. I was there. I was working at the park at the time, Universal. I was a scare actor that year at Halloween Horror Nights, and so we'd go over to the other park to see Harry Potter Land. It's and then the sum of all thrills was the robot arm, like the same robot arm, the exact same technology, but just not on a track. Okay, so you take that, you can put it on a track, and you got this. But all of that technology is years and years and years in the past. None of it is new.
Yeah.
Why they brought in a group of dancers, I don't know. Are they trying to make it more gay in the movements? Maybe, I don't know. But and
I guess they're programming the movements
myself, so no disparagement against anybody, but this is complete silliness, to be honest.
You figure when they conceptualized the technology and blueprinted it predates 15 years ago.
Here's the ridiculousness of this whole
So
thing. When they
that's how late
heard,
to the game Disney is.
when they heard that Universal was building a third park 10 years ago, I was when I believe that they heard that for the first time. Disney should have jumped on how do we build our next gate. We have all the land. Let's find a place. Let's build a gate. And you had, obviously people are still coming to Disney World. Disney World is a worldwide, like a lot of the chatter that we do on our channels, we are very American in our perspective. So we a lot of times think, oh, nobody will come to the parks because Americans hear this and they might not. But the truth of the matter is they don't hear us in other countries necessarily, not a lot. They're coming over from England, they're coming over from Spain, they're coming over from France, they're coming over from China, from Brazil, from Japan, from South America, from everywhere to Walt Disney World, and they want to see all of the things that they like. They don't. Most of the people in the world, they don't know Disney. They're not dialed in. They don't know Disney's gone downhill. They don't understand DEI. They don't understand wokeness. They don't care about any of that. They want to bring their families and they want to have a good time. And I don't know how their money translates when they're coming overseas or whatever. They usually do get better deals than the Americans, from what I understand, especially coming from the UK, because I've heard about some of those deals. They get free dining more than we get free dining. But it's Universal's at the point where if they do their marketing right to all of those people of all of those other countries, that's where they can really kill the business of Disney. And they don't have to say a thing about Disney. All they have to do is say how much we now have at Universal available for you. If you're coming in, for example, you come in from the UK, you're probably doing a 2-week long vacation. Can you, is there enough with Universal to fill a 2-week long vacation? And with Epic and Volcano Bay and the right parks, are the right resorts and everything, there's definitely enough for a 2-week long fun-filled vacation at Universal for half the price of Disney coming in from the UK. I think the biggest thing Universal maybe needs to work on is upping their food game in a big way.
True.
But other than that, I just see them having so much more on Disney because of the momentum, right? Disney doesn't have the momentum that Universal has right now. Universal's got, with Epic opening, everybody's going to be excited about that. There's going to be droves of people going there and the other Universal parks, maybe that they've never seen before. Maybe people don't even know Marvel is at Universal. Like you were saying, they've got the golden age or silver age of Marvel represented there. And they have was it 5 attractions that we counted before? Spider-Man, Storm, Hulk. And
Dr.
by the
Doom's
way,
Free Fall.
The only thing they need to do, I wish they could do it. I don't think they can do it there, but like right after that land, you've got that big empty theater that's sitting there. That'd be so cool to have a Marvel stunt show, but they can't do that. They're not allowed at this point in time, probably. But
dang.
But can you imagine?
That would be so darn cool. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you're right. There was nothing new about any of this. Yeah, Liam McNeil says, did they even say when they were planning to start all this new stuff? No. That's why I call it vapor attraction. It's something in the software game we call vaporware, where there's no code, there's nothing written. It's just like blue sky. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. No, they didn't say when.
Did I miss Encanto? Did I miss?
They didn't talk. They didn't talk about Rivers of
Didn't
America.
talk about Tropical Americas at all.
No.
Isn't that what they're literally working on right now?
Well, I don't think they could bring out a star for that, like they did with Downey Jr. and hauling out John.
Yeah, true.
What's her name? Stephanie Beatriz. They could bring Stephanie Beatriz out, or I think that's her name. Played Mirabelle. They could. I don't know. I mean, Does anybody know who she is? I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so I know who she is.
I had no idea whatsoever. Izzo's places is not going to happen. Good
I
one,
hope it doesn't
Izzo.
happen.
Oh my gosh. And the web slingers, Going Shogi says, web slingers will destroy your shoulder and Flight Lab will take care of the rest. Where's orthopedic surgery? I don't know if you guys remember, but when Disney dropped the news about Avengers Campus and the Spider-Man ride with the web slingers, Universal posted and basically said, still the best Spider-Man ride of all time, which is the one that's over in Islands of Adventure. And that's true. It is. It is. It's so cool. Plus with Stanley, of course, that was, recorded before he died. It's great when you go through there. It's just straight out of the 90s comic book with the screens and everything, and you feel like, you're
The
web
Hulk is a
slinging along with Spidey.
The Hulk's a great roller coaster too. Like you can't get around the fact, and of course they rebuilt it a few years ago, so it's kind of brand new again. But the Spider-Man attraction, I like the Spider-Man ride a lot better than the Transformers version of it because it's the same.
Yeah, it is. It's the
I kind of wish they wouldn't have cloned it for Transformers and they would have done something different. But the Spider-Man version is better. It's the superior version for sure.
It's awesome, especially with 3D. It's so cool. Again, you walk in, and again, it's just like classic Disney Imagineering. As soon as you enter the building, you're already there at the Daily Bugle, and they've got that big, huge portrait of J. Jonah Jameson when you walk in, and then the line goes through the news offices at the Daily Bugle. And then there's this one holding tank where they show like the 90s cartoon. And then when you get to the ride vehicles, it looks like you're in a New York subway. It is absolutely a fabulous attraction that they have there. Flight Lab, the joy of riding on an assembly line. Yeah, and they probably, and here's the difference with Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. When you're on that arm, that's just to support you and keep you facing the scenes and the screens that they want you, that they want you to see. So that's like that. That's like the difference. Isn't it cool? Especially when the dragon's coming after you.
We only went on it once because that's literally the one and only time we've been to Universal Parks. That was when they first opened. Was it Diagon Alley? Is that the first one they opened?
The Hogsmeade was the first one.
Hogsmeade, yeah. I like Harry Potter, but I'm not like perfectly well versed in it. Yeah, and we have not been back since. We haven't had the money, honestly. And Disney's always been cheaper for us over the years until now.
Well, they had to build Diagon Alley because Hogsmeade was mobbed. You could not move. It was crazy.
I'm glad they did.
It was full of people. So finally, when they opened Diagon Alley, it was like, we got some room to move around. Very clever how they put together. Last thoughts on this crap show.
Crap show.
I can't say I'm not surprised that they pull out, Jon Favreau. They have Pete Docter there. They bring out Kevin Feige, and then they haul out Robert Downey Jr. It's like,
such a stark difference because with Disney at this point, they're so predictable. With Universal, they're really unpredictable. You're there's all this sense of wonder of what is coming next, and what all's involved and what's coming down the pipeline. And with Disney, there's none of that. There's no sense of wonder. There's no sense of it's so predictable. That's how bad that is.
Oh, it totally is. Well, let's see. There's a lot of talk without barely any show. Typical Disney these days. Yep.
Yep.
Tom says I'd rather go wash my eyes with bleach than see that video. Well, we gotta talk about it because it's out there, and considering that they cut off the chat, we definitely had to talk about it. Because why would you yeet the chat? Which reminds me, you know what? Now that this is over, let's see. What's the like?
I'm refreshing it right now
thing?
too.
Yeah, because oh my.
Okay, are you gonna say it says video unavailable? This video is private.
I'm probably gonna get so claimed for this one, but I don't care. I don't care. I will scrub it and re-upload it. No worries. Dang.
Wow.
I just got back. What's not available?
The stream isn't available.
Oh, the stream.
Yeah. Marked private.
I wanted to check the downvote, and they have made this video private. No, right? Wow.
Well, they took it a step further. They didn't even bother with, the chat or the comments. They just were going to put this out there, then we're just going to take it down.
I can't see Josh tomorrow's privates. Darn it.
Oh man, maybe they promised RDJ it would be scrubbed. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
They just don't want the negative publicity because they know that what they're doing, the audience hates, and they don't care. So they're just going to put it out there, and then they're going to scrub it away where they can. I'm so irritated with them.
How come all of these new announcements have been made while they have scrubbed projects that could still potentially go forward? For example, at Epcot, you have Play Pavilion sitting there, the Wonders of Life Pavilion, whatever you want to call it, just sitting there with construction walls around the outside of it. The building is there. They're not doing anything with it. They're not tearing it down. They're not building. I mean, where are Disney's priorities? I just don't understand why, if they can't do the stuff that they've dropped the ball on, how are they going to do new stuff? It just it's so convoluted.
How can they have priorities when they barely have a moral compass?
Got that right.
That's a good point.
They're just scattered, and
they have an immoral compass.
They definitely.
I said they have an immoral compass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's leading them south.
But yet again, it's proof that for years Disney thinks that you're never going to leave me. Where are people going to go? They're not going to go. They're going to pay for that exclusive Disney experience. There's no value in that experience. And again, you've got Universal, who has been planning meticulously for the past decade to come after Disney. And
you know what I want? You know what I want from Disney?
What?
Here's what I want from Disney. I want them to take a portion of the land that they have at Walt Disney World, and they have a really good amount of land that's just doing nothing, right? Put in a big old lake somewhere. Put in a big old lake, and then put one of their cruise ships in the lake, and then I can just go on a Disney cruise at Walt Disney World and go on the cruise ship, and I don't have to leave because at least the cruise ships seem to be getting something right. And maybe if they put a cruise ship at Walt Disney World, they have one good thing left there.
One good thing. One good thing. Well, I'm glad we broke this down, because it looks like Disney does not want evidence of this out there at all whatsoever. Like CJ said, they don't want paperwork lying around to prove them wrong further down the road. Well, we're going to yeet Disney talk for right now. First of all, over 160 of you folks watching between YouTube and X. Thank you so very much. This is the Resort Recon Live podcast, and I'm here with Ron of Follow the Bradley's Fun and Erica from Hanging with Erica and Ralph. So let's see. Let's go to happier things.
Yeah.
This is the Chronos, and we've seen it a couple times. When I was at Stella Nova Resort, also another stream for members where I was driving down to Universal and we drove down Epic Boulevard. This is so cool. You've got the Chiron spinning up here, and then you've got the Time Turner from Harry Potter, and then you've got like Mario here. And I don't know what this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you see there's Mario, there's a Time Turner. I don't know what this one is, but I don't know. Either way, it looks freaking cool. I mean, have you seen anything like that at a
I want to
Disney
see it at
park?
night. Look at it glowing with the lights.
And there's like like lightning zap effect going over it. It just gives this this presence like you're about to be transported somewhere. And it is, if you think it looks cool in the picture, seeing it in person, it's just like, I can't believe a theme park could do this. And this thing is constantly in motion, adding to what you would call like the movement of the parks. It makes the park feel kinetic, not stagnant at all. It's the symbol. So go and show you. This is actually the entrance to Epic Universe. So there's, the ticket booths that you go through and everything, but the actual arch, and I think we showed a picture of it, I want to say 2 weeks ago. There's the arch where you go through. And I think there's some kind of wording. I know there's wording on each individual portal as well, but I think there's one on this one too at the bottom.
And from what I've seen so far of the advertisements, those portals may just pop up in your backyard when you're having a cookout.
Mm-hmm. You gotta come see this.
It was in the ad. It was in the ad. It's gonna be in my backyard.
One day your mom's gonna be cooking in the backyard, and next thing you know, she goes through a portal and comes back with Harry Potter gear on, speaking French, and it's got like a beret.
That's like the main big portal in front of the park. And you enter there, and then you can go into the sub portals to the lands. Mm-hmm. I love how they created that.
I need to take a drive to Orlando just to go buy this. Yes, it is amazing to see when you go by there. It's just, yeah, Roa 251. Hello and welcome. Says the Chronos entrance at night is amazing, including the lights on the ground, breathtaking. Yes, it's insane. I can't even put it into words what it looks like. It is so flipping awesome. So that is.
Do you know if all the rides are testing yet? Because I know the monster stuff is testing with cast members or team members.
Yeah, team members. Werewolf is testing. Stardust Racers is testing. I think they did some stuff in Isle of Burke as well.
The fact that Disney cast members are still called cast members is very insulting.
Yeah.
I say the reason I'm saying that is because if you look at their current website where they tried to make it look like they scrapped DEI, Reimagine Tomorrow, and all that kind of stuff. They actually didn't. They reworded some things, but there's a place on it where they talk about allowing the cast members to really be expressive of themselves and who they are, except that's not what you do when you're a cast member of anything. It's me, and I think you see it bleeding over, that philosophy of be who you are and bring that to the stage in a very negative way when we see what Rachel Zegler brought to the character of Snow White. Her bringing Rachel Zegler to Snow White makes Snow White no longer Snow White. This is what's happening across the board with the Disney company as a philosophy. And it's very, very wrong. And what I mean by wrong is Disney created a show. A show is not reality. As a cast member, you are not you. In the past, when you would step on the stage, which is what they call it, on stage, off stage, backstage, on stage, right? To be a cast member, the idea was, hey, I'm still going to have a name tag on this rod. I'm still going to identify as me, but I am now representing something completely different. So I'm not Ron, the me that you would know off stage. I am, in fact, a player in a play, in a show. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think it's ironic, because the team members at Universal are now more like cast members used to be, and cast members at Disney are more like employees of Walmart. that's what it feels like when you go in there now. Not the ones who have been there forever. But there's also a lot of contention. You can feel it between certain cast members. There's a lot of contention between old school cast members and new school cast members at Disney, and you can feel it when they're working in the same area. I know cast members who, because of their certain beliefs, feel like they're walking on eggshells every time they go to work. It's as a work environment, and I'm telling you this, I'm sure it's gotten worse since I left. It's toxic. It's a very toxic work environment. It's not a cohesive work environment. And I think team membership and the work environment at Universal, like from what I can see, it just seems super uplifting. It just seems like a place where you would really want to gravitate towards if you're wanting any kind of a theme park type job. Go to Universal right now. You don't want to be at Disney.
No, and with the team members, and I keep reminding people about this, Universal did not lay off their team members during the pandemic. They did not lay them off. And then after the pandemic, they were like actively recruiting Disney cast members to come over and work for Universal. But Ron is absolutely right. Universal team members used to be like, yeah, whatever, you're at the park. Yeah, what do you need? Yeah, what do you need? And the attitudes were so bad. But after like the pandemic, I'm guessing whoever was running, I don't know if it's cast standards or whatever you would call it, whoever was running that must be running it now over at Universal, because they actually, if you even apply for a job at Universal, you have to agree to this dress code standard. I'm like, dang, that looks like what Disney used to have. But skipping to this, and I love this. So this got put up by Universal. This is team members react to Epic Universe. So check this out. I want to make sure I have the sound on.
Oh my God. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh my.
This is like a dream come true.
This is absolutely stunning. This is going to be epic.
I work here.
Wow.
He's like, I work here.
Work here.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be my reaction. I can't believe I work here. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the for the people that are slow to catch on, everybody will catch on. It will happen. There is a shift, a massive shift, and you feel it here. And it may spread. Who knows what's going to happen out in California with the way the shift is happening here, this could be the heart of something that is completely transformational to the whole world of theme parks and vacationing in general.
Absolutely. This park is going to cause such a seismic shift, especially given where it's located, how much stuff it's so conveniently located to. And I can't stress this enough because people keep forgetting about it, within walking distance of the Orange County Convention Center. Yep. And the Orange County Convention Center is booked, I think, at least 5 years out in advance. No joke, sometimes about 200,000 people attending conventions there. And some people, they'll come to Disney after attending a convention because they'll get like a convention pass or something like that. And it's like, oh, you got to get transportation to go down there. Here, it's like Epic Universe. Guess what? You go across the street.
Well, yeah, and think about the amount of times Epic, it's going to be really, really weird, but you know that Epic is going to have these 9 p.m. closures where they, do a soft close at 9 p.m. for regular guests and then opening for convention guests and stay open until 3 o'clock in the morning so that they have 6 hours for like $60 or whatever, a convention price that they'll go. And I mean, there's going to be such demand. Like there's going to be, it's going to be very difficult. The demand will be 24 hours a day for that park. I don't know when they may, or I'm assuming at some point in time, they may be able to keep up with 24-hour a day demand, but it's just where it's located. It's located in a place where that demand can be there literally 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's going to be the biggest challenge that they're going to have is keeping up with demand for that park, especially once word of mouth gets out.
Oh gosh, yes. And speaking of word of mouth, and I got to give props to Wallen Baldwin because he's been posting a lot of stuff on Epic Universe. Of course, Bio Reconstruct is the GOAT, but he's been posting a lot of stuff. Universal Creative official Instagram account has posted behind the scenes of creating Dark Universe. So let's check this out.
Hi, I'm Brooke Elliott, a senior show coordinator with Universal Creative, currently working on Dark Universe. And today I'm going to be taking you through.
I love it's in black and white.
Today we're starting the day at Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment. Joining me is Eric Gordon, our art director. We'll be reviewing the punch list and ensuring everything is on track for opening.
I'm sorry, I got to stop this. Have you noticed? Look at the floor. I'm going to blow this up. Look at the floor.
I'm looking at the mural on the wall and the statue.
Because I do so many of these streams, I don't really remember which one it was on, but this is immediately taking me to a place where there was a similar type video with a Walt Disney Imagineering team. I think that they were working on the new test track. And it's if you can find it and you can put it together in a side-by-side comparison at some point, that would be really, really good because it's kind of hilarious when you see the difference. Because it was a younger person who was just like, this is my day, and I start out by going to this meeting, and
that was on
the meeting.
Yeah.
What?
It was on T3PO.
Was it?
We covered that.
Gosh.
I couldn't remember. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of these now, and I'm getting confused as to which one. But yeah, it was like, this is my day, this is our meeting, and then I eat my lunch, and I'm like, it was so much. The whole thing. What was interesting is it was about her, right? It was all about her. Nothing about Disney, nothing about Test Track, nothing about how cool everything's going to be. Just the focus of it, which is so cool because this clearly is about an Imagineer too, but she's choosing to make the focus about what she's doing and the effect that it's going to have on you, the viewer, me, the people that are going to participate, come into this ride and actually use our dollars and put our money there. Wow, what a difference. Like, I'm just looking at this and my head is doing this like explosive comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And the tone is just a lot more professional.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just like, here's letting the work speak for itself. It's like she's giving us a tour of something they're extremely proud of, and the focus for her is this is the work that went into
Taking notes in meetings and following up on action items is essential to keep everything on track. After our site walk, I find a cozy place in our world to make sure.
That's cute. That's really funny.
This reminds
Is
me
that going to
of the
be like a photo
coffin.
op area?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. They had something like this at the tribute store for Halloween Horror Nights. I kid you not. In the tribute store, they had this photo op where you could, in the coffin, and so many people were doing the photo op with it. This is so funny. It's like it's funny in a good way. Like this is my job, and it's got these quirky, creepy elements.
I have to say what I heard of the attraction, the monsters, I'm kind of terrified of it now. I was looking forward to writing it, and now that I'm hearing the rumors, I'm like, I don't know if I'd survive. It's not even the ride system. It's literally like the scary stuff. Like the feedback is that you're riding through an actual horror film. And I'm like, no, why?
Especially with those
I'm such a scaredy cat.
Those animatronics.
What?
I can't believe they're animatronics.
Let me give you a little bit of relief, Erica. I know you think it's scary, but don't worry. Bob Iger will not be on the attraction. so it's not that scary, right? It's not a real life
Somebody
monster.
should make. I think someone should make a video on that. Looks to the right, the left.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go and get a photo op with this.
Everything is noted
funny.
and shared with the appropriate team members. Each ridership day, we ensure changes are in progress or completed. Today, I'll be reviewing the tracker with Andrew, our senior show programmer. Next, I'll be working with Francis, our production designer, to complete the show set mitigation and buy-off across the ride box floor.
I'm just looking at like the detail of this place. It's so cool.
Tracking and recording creative notes during scenic installs is another key part of my role, as is holding space for the creative intent of the attraction. It's vital at the stage to check in with our engineering RIs regarding items from our creative reviews. Today, I'm meeting up with Jim Napoli, our associate manager for show action equipment, to ensure final notes are captured and coordinated. I joined Universal Creative 8 years ago.
That mural
years ago.
Back.
Oh, that's okay. Tom F. Did we freeze?
No. Did we?
How?
No, we're still here.
Yeah. I know for me there was a delay. I don't know.
Oh nah, no worries. Yes, the background music is perfect too, isn't it? And like the cuts with it being in black and white and then in color. And I'm just looking at the staircase and looking. This is not something that was just thrown together when you look at this mural and look at how scary this artwork is that's on the wall.
Huh.
It looks so cool. Oh my gosh.
And the people I have met and worked with here are unbelievable. It's such an exciting time to be here, and I cannot wait for guests to experience all the Dark Universe has to offer.
And that's the Curse of the Wolfman coaster.
Well, that's a day in my role at Epic Universe. Every day brings new challenges and opportunities, and I love being part of this incredible project.
That is so cool. Yeah, they didn't get off the Amazon.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, what are the chances?
When you walk in to
Mhm.
the portal, right, for Dark Universe, as soon as you get to the
Mhm.
other side, it's going to say, "Welcome, foolish mortals who have clearly come over from Disney. Say bye. Say goodbye to something that will no longer haunt you, and say hello to something truly epic."
I am tempted to change my theme to the classic monsters for Halloween. It's so tempting now.
Oh my gosh. I cannot. This is the land that I didn't know I needed to see. I mean Super Nintendo World was a given, but the more I see about Epic Universe, it's oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Welcome
There's
to
always room for one more.
always one more. Be sure to leave your death certificate. Hurry back. Yeah, I mean inside, just how authentic everything looks. That is, I cannot wait for that. I can't wait. But speaking of some, you guys remember the fountain that were lost?
Mm.
Look at this. This is at night.
Oh
This
wow.
Is that a
look
drone or a helicopter?
That is huge.
Helicopter. I think it's a helicopter. I believe this is from BioReconstruct. Wallen Ballin retweeted it. But yeah, look at the fountain.
That is
It's so
massive.
sad to me that I really truly believe that we don't have a fountain at Epcot specifically because they redirected all of the water to Moana, and they couldn't figure out how to do both and have it work properly or whatever. I don't know, because I continue to say this to this very day. That central area of Epcot, even if you didn't have a big Fountain of Nations like you had before, which is great, good Lord, you gotta put some water feature in there. There is no park. There's not even a park in Orlando that doesn't have a nice fountain in the middle of their big sitting area. Like, you can go to lots of free parks in Orlando and they have a nice fountain in the middle of their sitting area, some type of water, because water is it's what brings the life in. No, instead they have, stripper pole dancer lady people with the thing. It's just dumb.
Oh my gosh. I look at that and it's not just, I think the Fountain of Nations, maybe I'm thinking this wrong. I don't remember the Fountain of Nations having a color feature.
I think it did at night.
It did at night.
I mean, it had a similar water show on a much smaller scale, like the Bellagio fountain type of thing. It did that, so I'm sure it did something colorful at night.
Okay.
But do you remember? I think that Topanga was proposed to in front of the Fountain of Nations on Boy Meets World.
Really?
They use the Fountain of Nations in all kinds of television shows.
They sure did. Yeah, I for some reason I don't remember the color, probably because I was too busy looking at the fiber optics that were in the concrete.
Oh,
and as a
yes, those
kid,
are
I
so
just
cool.
loved walking on the fiber optics. So that's what I remember. You have to have a water feature. It draws you in, and this one certainly does. Yes, and this is at the end of the park. Remember, hey Bonzo, remember how I was saying that this is basically the hub and spoke 2.0 design of the Magic Kingdom. There's the portal that you go through. There's a celestial carousel over there to the left, and you look straight down. There's the hotel, and here's the fountain.
Yep.
Like the hotel, the Helios Hotel was the weenie. for the park. But literally, there are all these gardens. It's supposed to remind you of ancient Greek gardens, but the time, I'll say the time period that it's set in is Victorian era. Almost kind of like how Main Street USA used to be, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I've noticed the layout similarities from Disney. You've got like your icon that's front and center in the back. And then as you walk up to it, you have all this yeah, I don't even know how to describe it, but you have not shops because you have Main Street, but there's stuff to do and stuff to look at. But this is on a bigger scale. I mean, Main Street just pales in comparison to the size of this.
Gosh, it is just I keep looking at the fountain, and there, of course, there's the Kronos, where it's turning, and the other stuff is like lit up, and you just see that gorgeous water and the lights and the fountains dancing, and
I
this.
hope down the road they will build a Hogwarts hotel. And I
If
don't
they
mean
do, I
don't do
hope
it
they
the
do it
way
right.
Yeah, I know. We'll do it the way they tried with the Star Wars thing, but just build a really beautiful castle-esque hotel and just have it themed rooms, good food, merch. You know, you can come and go as you please, you can roam, but it's just very well themed. It's immersive. You know, that would be so much fun.
Oh my gosh. I got to give a shout out again to BioReconstruct because he's been documenting this park since they broke ground. And he's usually, doing helicopter flights over. So truly indebted to him for documenting all this. And this just, oh my gosh, this looks
You realize we're like 2 months
so
away.
gorgeous.
That's it. 2 months away.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's
I'm
crazy.
I'm losing track of time because I feel like time is just flying right now. Like we're already in March. I'm just like, what?
March is
I mean, the fair is come and gone, at least in Florida, and Strawberry Festival, I think, is coming to an end or it's coming to a close. So it's like once you hit those, at least in Florida, it's just then the end of the school year is just right around the corner. And it's like happens so fast.
Pollen is flying everywhere.
The gift shops have a flood feature.
Flood feature.
Just looks horrible. I hope they bring in the team that did Tiana's.
That's right.
Bring in that broccoli. Just to point out a couple things, that Ferris wheel up there to the upper left, that is the Orlando Eye, and that is Icon Park, which is also within walking distance of Epic Universe. It's on International. It's on International Drive. It's back behind the convention
I don't know
center.
if I'd give that walking distance, Lorena. That'd be a pretty decent walk.
Well, I mean, look at the size of the park. When you look at the Ferris wheel on the back, it's like it really showcases how massive this park is.
It is.
Epic's launch is going to be Disney's personal Black Monday. Yeah.
Oh gosh, those morons these groupies that are coming together in protest. And they're going to show up at Magic Kingdom or something. I heard, was it from Drunk 3PO? There's like a group of people that are trying to rally up people to go to Disney versus Epic when Epic opens, and like
good luck with that. Nobody's paying attention to y'all. The people at Disney is going to be like, you couldn't get into Epic, could you? Oh, it's about 4 miles. Okay, my bad. Here's what I'm thinking of, because where Icon Park is, it's on International Drive and down from where Stella Luna and Terra Nova Resort are.
Yeah, it's one of those So now it's
Right
kind
up
of like
this
Las
way.
Vegas. It's like Las Vegas, where you look up and you see the big building. You go,
Mhm.
that's not far. I can just walk there. And then you
Mhm.
start walking and you realize that it's a 4-mile
Nope.
walk
Like,
because
dang.
when you're
Mhm.
it doesn't feel very far. For example, from Point Orlando to the convention center also doesn't seem like it'd be that far of a walk until you start walking it. You get there and you're like, oh my gosh, that was a walk. You can do it, but it's a walk. Even from I
Mhm.
parked a couple times for MegaCon. I parked at Andretti's and then just I walked over and it's still it's just the giantness of the building makes it seem like it's not far, but once you get there you're like, damn, that was my legs hurt. It's like it's probably only a half mile, maybe it's a mile, but still it's just like it's fine if you're in your 20s and you're in really good shape and you're young, and I'm just not. I wish
And
I
it's not.
was. I wish I was. I want to get on some kind of a medical bed that I lay down in for an hour and then I get out of, and I'm 30 years younger.
Especially in the heat, you definitely don't want to do that in the heat. But just
But
to
you
kind of
you
show,
could grab one of those scooters though, one of those green scooters, and get
you
down
can
there.
see those. You can do, yeah. You can roll over on those. But yeah, you get to see Super Nintendo World right there, Dark Universe, which looks dark like it should over there. Then you see Helios, and then there's the Ministry of Magic, and then there is Isle of Burke that they have going on there. This is just, I can't wait. Mad, I'm not going to be able to go to the 26th because my fault. I screwed up with tickets and everything, but I will be there on the 26th. And if I get one of the pass holder previews, they haven't announced them yet. I can't wait to go. Uh, I hope they let me live stream. Universal's been kind of cracking down on some of that.
Are they maybe having pass holder previews for that?
Yeah, they are. They just haven't announced them yet. Right now, I think it's team members, and then it's team members, friends, and family. And then after that, they do a pass holder preview. So yeah, I'm watching that like a hawk. I have, what did I say I was going to do? I'll let people know because I stalk their ex like crazy.
Let them know. Let them know.
And I'll let you guys know. But this is the video that Universal released. Get ready for Universal Epic Universe and beyond. Fair use Universal. I know you guys follow me on YouTube, so please don't copyright claim me on this because we need to see it.
It's an incredible thing to be a part of somebody's vacation in so many ways. And our resorts are just such a natural way to get people to feel a deep sense of connection. These are memories that they will have for their whole lives. Universal Orlando has always been a family vacation destination.
Over the past 35 years, we've grown to a fully developed, integrated resort destination comprised of multiple theme parks, hotels, city walk, everything you can possibly imagine to spend your entire week.
I just want to mention something with the tone of this video. It sounds like Universal has respect for the fact that people are going to be spending their vacation money and creating memories through these vacations. Not only that, but the responsibility it seems like they feel to make someone's vacation unforgettable. And that's
True.
not something that I've seen with Disney. Used to do that.
Well, they also have started emphasizing at Universal their storytelling, that they are telling stories and they are positioning themselves. You can see in the takeover, they're going to be positioning themselves as the go-to for storytelling. And there's a very good chance DreamWorks surpasses Disney in animation. And there's a lot of things going on. I think you can just see the writing on the wall. If Disney doesn't get their ish together soon, Universal is going up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they are, and they even with the new park with Epic Universe, they talk about the story that that's a story for that whole park's existence, and they keep emphasizing the stories, not only the stories that they want to tell, but put you in that story with certain moments. I tell you, I love it.
To create a full vacation
I
destination.
love that dragon.
Epic Universe is going to be a game changer in terms of how much.
Okay, so I wasn't wrong. And I think we talked about this. Was it the last stream? I think that we were on. We talked about. Yes. If you have been to Main Street, USA, at the Magic Kingdom, when you walk in, you see that plaque, and I keep forgetting what it says. But the sentiment basically is, you leave the real world behind and you see the past and what could be. I'm paraphrasing. So I do not think that this is blatant that they put this up here. And this is the portal that you walk through to get into Epic Universe. That detail is not lost on me.
That is one F you to Disney.
Yep. And just look at the perspective sightlines freaking matter. Walt knew sightlines mattered. When you walk into Main Street, USA, and you're at that first hub where they have the statue of Roy Disney with Minnie Mouse, and you look straight down Main Street. You have the castle, and you see the partner statue of Walt with Mickey.
Yep.
That
you get that with this. That's the sun goddess, right?
Yes. Yes, that's Athena.
Yeah.
I'm starting to be more and more surprised that the castle is still there. It's so problematic because it represents maybe young girls wanting to fall in love with the prince and be taken away from their life and go into a life of just true happiness forever. And God forbid little girls should think like that. That's the castle is a throwback to all that. We need to get rid of all the castles.
God forbid, girls should want a, heterosexual relationship, look for traditional masculine traits, in
exactly.
men,
And Lord forbid women, girls want to be feminine.
Yes. Oh God. Yes.
Femininity.
God forbid.
They have to be girl bosses. That's important.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Moon Goddess Luna. Thank you. What did I say? Athena. Goddess War.
And
also, Moon Goddess Luna, and then Apollo is on the It's on the other side.
It's going to be a game changer in terms of how much time that people are going to want to spend.
Look at that water.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, they look at the way they're using the water in this park, while at the same time Disney getting rid of Rivers of America, Disney getting rid. There's something about the people currently at Disney that don't understand how water affects the brain. How seeing water affects the brain, affects your emotions when you see it. I'm assuming I'm not the only one that feels this way, but when I look at water at that certain time of the day, when the sun is hitting it and it's just sparkling, it feels like, even though it's just nature and reality, and it feels like, I don't know, heavenly. It feels like a portal's opening to another world. It's hard. It's what that does to your emotions at that time. It just feels good. Like and you get rid of water, you get rid of that.
It's relaxing, and you're in Florida. Why wouldn't you want some kind of water feature with the sun rising and the sun setting? You don't have to necessarily go to a beach to enjoy the Florida sunrises and sunsets. And I love this. It reminds me of when we were growing up, and right at dusk, mom would be grilling and you could just smell the spring air, the honeysuckle and the orange blossoms during this time of year. And it just brings all that. And unfortunately, Disney's taken all that out. They no longer touch on the five senses for a theme
No.
park experience.
And that's what it used to be. Like I remember in the Imagineering story and even the Imagineering hardback books that I have, which they don't sell anymore, when they talk about Imagineering, when they're doing storytelling, they're pushing into all five of those senses in order to give you, that immersion, and they really don't do it anymore. Oh no, BR guys, thank you. I've forgotten my mythology so much, so I appreciate I so appreciate it. There's the Atlantic restaurant, which is I think that's the only full service restaurant that'll be in the park. It's literally designed to make you feel like you're in an aquarium, and it's set like right there outside of the water, so you have like an unobstructed view of the water. It is
that people
just
are going to want to
insane.
spend here, where they don't have to think about anything, but they get to feel everything.
Epic Universe is a whole new kind of theme park. We're creating these 5 immersive worlds.
Each one of them an amazing, compelling storytelling experience.
It's not just opening Epic. The entire resort has something new. 4 theme parks, 11 hotels. Everything is there for you.
It's taking the things that we've done particularly well and making them even better, and then introducing new stories.
I love how this is the entrance where you get to Ministry of Magic. The first entrance that you go through, it just looks like a park. Looks like a park in Paris. And then it narrows your perspective even further. And then you're in the streets of Paris. And yes, this is to scale, from what I understand. They have totally recreated parts of Paris to scale. I think from what I understand, the highest point in Diagon Alley is the lowest point at the Ministry of Magic here in the streets of Paris. I cannot wait to check this out. That's the Circus Arcanus.
We push every boundary
Isle of Berg.
possible. You can be transported to a place that you've only dreamed.
We're fired up by change. We thrive on change. And by going to Universal Orlando Resort, you get the total experience.
In so many ways, our history, our present, and our future is the same. What we're always striving for is making people feel something very human and very connected, whether it's fear or joy or awe. We want to give that to them. There are already so many things in the works now. We have a slate of new attractions that were already in development for every one of our parks. We're already planning for the next thing at Epic.
It fits with our ethos of making the next thing we do better than the last thing we did.
What he just said, the next thing we do better than the last thing we did.
They keep pushing themselves, and they should.
Mm-hmm.
Their job doesn't get boring, for one.
No.
And why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you want to keep improving and innovating? It's like the spirit of Walt lives on. It just unfortunately lives on here.
Yeah. I remember, I forget which, I think it was a quote from Walt Disney where he's like, we keep moving forward with the next new thing and the next new thing and the next new thing. And that's what this is what they know.
Been hours. And then all of a sudden the park is open and it's not our park anymore.
There is such joy that something you have wished for your whole life or only dreamed of actually becomes a reality.
We are bigger and better than we've ever been before. Even though Epic feels a little bit like a finale, it really isn't. There's so much more to do and so many more stories to tell.
Do tell. What are the other stories that are coming?
Yes, we're just like, tell us. But
such a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I know, and I can't. I mean, I'm looking forward to Epic Universe definitely, but I'm also looking forward to what's coming next. And dang it, I want them to put Zelda over an Island of Adventure where Poseidon's Fury was. I still think that's going to happen. I can't. Oh my gosh, it would so freaking blow my mind.
It's going to be so
Go.
popular.
Yes. Go and Shogi, thank you so very much for that $9.99 super chat, my dear. Let's see. Oh, but we'll give you this one. So as an example of that loss of senses would be Magic Candle Company. That company blew up because of the scents jarring your memories. Oh yeah. Splash Mountain scent smells just like Splash Mountain when it was Splash Mountain, you know.
Don't they also do scents for like Universal, or is it just Disney?
Yes, they do some for Universal. And I know one is like ET extraterrestrial. That I think it's like extraterrestrial. Something about the forest that they because they can't use the exact name, but it's so good, and it does remind me of the smell that they put in at ET. I think that's. I could be wrong, but I think that's the only blatant. No. There's Harry Potter ones. Now that I thought about it. Wizards and Wands. There's like a ripoff of so they have like the Harry Potter themed sense. I got to go look it back up, but I know those Harry Potter ones, they smell so good, especially Wizards and Wands. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. But Magic Candle Company does a lot of white labeling for SeaWorld and also for Universal. So if you want, like a Chucky's toy candle, or you want like a Halloween Horror Nights candle or something like that, Magic Candle Company makes it, and they just white label it over so the parks can sell them. Now they buy from them. Disney used to inspire, now they just outsource. Yeah, they were using Scentsy, of all places, a multi-level marketing company. I was like, why don't you just go with Magic Candle Company, which is a local company. And again, hashtag not sponsored, but I do have an affiliate code. And thanks to all of you who have ordered stuff from Magic Candle Company so I could get a commission. I love their stuff. I've been using their stuff for years, and the scents are just amazing. If you miss Splash, buy the Splash scent. It smells just like Splash Mountain. Brings back a really good memories. Spirit of Walt lives at Universal. Yes, it does. Absolutely. I can't wait for the dance life at the Kingdom. Yes, I want that Jaws sipper. Jaws, and it's got the tank in its mouth. The tank in its mouth. It looks so cool as a sipper. And oh my God, Nita, you didn't have to. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, my dear. Here you go. I gotta hit you with this one. Thank you for that $99.99 super chat. So appreciate it. Says buy something cute for Camera Girl. She looked adorable at Mardi Gras. Oh, thank you. I certainly will. She loves wearing like anime dresses, Lolita style type dresses. That is a thing that happens at the parks. You have some people who dress up like that, and she does. So I definitely will. Thank you so very much, Nita. She will be very happy. She has like a list, like a wish list. This is what I want to get next time. So thank you, Nita. I so appreciate it. So thank you, Nita. Thank you, Go and Shogi, for super test. Thank you guys so much for just being here on the stream. We have so much fun nerding out about parks. parks here on this stream. Well, I have everyone's details in the description box, so make sure you subscribe to Erica and Rock. Make sure you subscribe to Ron, follow the Bradley's Fun. Make sure that you're subscribed to me. If you're in the replay, let us know in the comments, #replay crew, and we will see you all next time. Bye.